Hey there, folks. Welcome to Jim Tells You. I'm Jim, and boy, do I have a lot to tell you. A few weeks ago, I decided to start this channel, and let me tell you, it's been one heck of a ride already. I'm so excited to share all sorts of crazy, interesting, and downright mind-blowing stuff with you all. Now, you might be wondering, Jim, what's this channel all about? Well, buckle up, because we're going on a wild ride through just about everything under the sun and beyond. We're talking news, current events, and all that jazz, but with a twist. You see, I'm not your average Joe News guy. I like to dig deep, ask the tough questions, and sometimes, well, let's just say things get a little out there. Speaking of out there, let me tell you about our conspiracy theory segments. Oh boy, these are going to be fun. We're going to dive into all those juicy theories that keep you up at night. You know, the ones your crazy uncle talks about at Thanksgiving dinner? Yeah, those ones. But here's the kicker, we're going to look at them with a critical eye, have some laughs, and maybe, just maybe, uncover some mind-blowing truths. But wait, there's more. Are you ready for this? We're going to talk about ancient aliens. That's right, folks, those big-headed green little fellas that supposedly built the pyramids and taught our ancestors how to make killer guacamole. We're going to explore all those theories, from the plausible to the downright wacky. It's going to be a blast. Now, I know what you're thinking, Jim, this all sounds great, but what about the serious stuff? Don't worry, I've got you covered. We're going to tackle government cover-ups head-on. No stone left unturned, no shadowy figure left in the dark. We're shining a light on all the secrets they don't want you to know about. It's going to be eye-opening, folks. But hey, it's not all serious business and tinfoil hats around here. We're going to have some fun too. I'm talking reviews of the latest movies, TV shows, and video games, and let me tell you, I've got some hot takes that'll make your head spin. We'll dive into the world of comic books, exploring the latest storylines and debating who'd win in a fight between Batman and Iron Man. Spoiler alert, it's Batman, always Batman. And for all you music lovers out there, we've got a treat for you. We're going to break down the hottest tracks, uncover hidden gems, and maybe even dabble in some music conspiracy theories. Did Paul McCartney really die in 1966? Is Tupac still alive? We'll get to the bottom of it all. Now, I know what you're thinking, Jim, this sounds amazing, but what about food and drinks? Well, let me tell you, we're not leaving that stone unturned either. We're going to explore culinary delights from around the world, try out some crazy food combinations, and maybe even uncover some secret restaurant menus, and don't even get me started on the drinks. We are going to mix up some cocktails that will knock your socks off and maybe even discover the secret ingredient in Coca-Cola. Who knows? But here's the thing, folks. This channel isn't just about me telling you stuff. It's about us, this community we're building. I want to hear from you. Drop your thoughts in the comments, share your own theories, and let's get a conversation going. And hey, if you're feeling extra generous, those super chats are always appreciated. I promise I'll do my best to respond to each and every one of them. Now, I know I've thrown a lot at you, but trust me, it's gonna be one heck of a ride. We're gonna laugh, we're gonna learn, and we might even blow our minds a few times along the way. But here's the most important part. Don't forget to smash that subscribe button and ring that bell. You don't want to miss out on all this awesomeness. Do you? And hey, while you're at it, give that like button a little love too. It helps the channel grow, and the more we grow, the more crazy stuff we can explore together. Who knows? Maybe we'll even uncover the truth about why YouTube keeps changing its algorithm. Now that's a conspiracy theory I can get behind. So, are you ready to join me on this wild adventure? Are you ready to question everything you thought you knew? Are you ready for Jim Tells You? Because let me tell you, folks, I'm ready to blow your minds. So buckle up, grab your tinfoil hats, and let's get this show on the road. I can't wait to see you all in the comments, and I'll catch you in the next video. Until then, keep questioning, keep exploring, and most importantly, keep being awesome. This is Jim, signing off. See you soon, folks.
Hey everybody. Sorry, that was kind of I kind of screwed that up. I didn't have it going the way I wanted it, but one of these days I'll figure it out. I won't boomer it all up. But that wouldn't be me then, so I don't know. But anyway, got a few guests here today. We got Mr. Self-Destruct. How you doing, Mr. Self-Destruct? What's new?
Greetings and salutations, friends and lovers. I don't know
Your
who's
warrior-
watching this, but
You wore your crown, so that's good. Good to know.
yeah.
We
I
got
am king now.
Dave.
What's up, Jim? How are you, buddy?
I'm good. We got Mark.
Hey Jim, how you doing?
And
I'm happy to be here with all three of you.
Oh, there's another person here.
And our friend
Mr.
in the background.
Dripping crevice filled with pus. I like his hat though.
What's up?
What's up?
How's
How's it going, Jim?
It's going, you know. It's going.
Yeah. It's
Wow. Okay. That was interesting.
It's going so well. Future looks bright.
Yeah. Future looks bright. Oh, yeah. Valuetainment. Here we go.
Future looks so bright. In fact,
Put on shades. 3D and shit, man.
throw these
Cool.
on. Yeah, 3D. Oh, they're smudged. Throw them. Grab another pair.
I don't know what's
100.
going on with your
About
sound, but it seems a little
Me?
Yeah,
no, not
Signal. Signal, your
Strange
sound is
signal.
messed up, buddy.
I
It's
think
a little. Yeah, it's a little off.
I think it changed mics on you or something.
what?
I think your string signal might be a little strange.
Yeah, I did that on purpose.
Well, I got some
It's
big things to
content.
talk. Some big things to talk about tonight. We got 2 updates from the solar storm guy, from the solar flare dude. You know.
Awesome.
Oh, look at that money. That's as good as cash.
Yeah, we got big things to talk about tonight,
Not
Jim.
anymore.
I saw you posting all that shit. All that shit.
That wasn't me.
in
That
the
was some
room.
other guy. That was Stimulated Cynic.
There's 20. There's 20 for you, man. There's 20 for you. You don't want to look up close at them.
Y2K. Y2K.
Is
Why?
that you, Kitty?
Why?
Or-
Y2K.
We got Kitty here from Flip City Magazine, Jim.
Oh,
in the
hey,
chat.
what's up, Kitty? Hi, how you doing? Yeah, that's what as I said. You said you had 20 of them. I said,
Oh, Jim, check it out.
Okay, that's not real.
Yeah, you see the word? It says, what does it say?
It says
Or-
what? I cannot
In-
make it out. Hold on.
In
I gotta,
prop
hold on.
we trust.
Hold on. Oh, wrong shit. Hold on. Son of a bitch. Hold on. Show it. In prop we trust? Oh, it's fake. Okay.
Yeah,
now I
for
get it.
motion picture purposes.
Oh, okay, cool.
No, it cost me like $14 to get 30,000 bucks. So,
Oh,
it's
okay.
worth it, man.
It's worth it. You could dunk on people now.
Yeah, you believe that shit in the back room when you're like trying to ball against Cynic. Where's Cynic, by the way? Oh shit!
I don't know. He won't
He's
come
on his
'cause
way.
He's mad
He's
at
on
me.
his. He's on his way. He's
He don't
in the
like
back
me
room
anymore,
over
he
at
said.
Ruby's.
He don't like him and Ruby don't like me
As I
anymore.
understand.
Yeah, we had some fun last night, Jim, watching those movies.
Oh wait, what are we doing here? There we go. I'm still, man. I don't know why it doesn't revert to. It should revert when you take something down back to the old. It's StreamYard's all fucked up.
Well, the other night you had to wait like 20 seconds for your video for the chat to see your video. It was a disaster.
Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see. Drex said he might pop in, so we'll see. Hopefully he'll pop in.
Drex, like
Yeah.
the real Drex,
Yeah, the real Drex.
not the fake Drex, but the real Drex.
Drexel.
Shit, that guy can teach me a few things, man.
Oh yeah, he's a good guy, man. He's my buddy.
I mean, I've already learned plenty from him, but right.
So anyway, so we'll start out with this little thing here. We'll put this up, and then so is this going to be a problem again? Is this going to be a problem? It's going to show up.
We didn't have the problem last night, Jim.
Okay, it popped up. It still takes a while.
Yeah.
It takes a while. It
Well,
pops up, and then
Well, there's about a 5 or 10 seconds delay from StreamYards to YouTube, just standard.
Yeah.
But the other night it was like, Mark, I think we played like 40 seconds of the video in the chat. It's like, what are you watching? We can't see a goddamn thing.
Damn.
oh, okay. You came, Philip City. You came from my post on X. Well, that's cool. I try to post the stuff on X and other stuff, and it is live streaming to X, Rumble, and Facebook because why not? You know, I don't know. I haven't gotten kicked off of Facebook yet, so we'll see what happens. You know, I usually don't.
Let's try to make it happen tonight with some very
well,
hateful
I mean,
remarks.
I you know, Facebook. Who knows?
Why
Hasn't
not, Jim?
Facebook kind of like said they're going to give up on so much censorship? Isn't that what Zuckerberg said?
He did say that. I
let's
don't know if
go
I
hard.
trust him.
I do.
No.
I think he's tired of it too, man. I think they're all tired of listening to these people.
You trust that guy?
I don't trust.
You
No,
trust that guy?
I think they're just all sick of people telling them how to run their goddamn business. Like,
He's
stop.
a reptilian robot.
Signal, where are you that it says it's 1:30 in the morning? You're in the future. How are you talking to us from the future?
Well, you know, I'm here to impart to you good tidings. It's nice over here.
Are you in like Korea or New Zealand or Australia or something?
Yeah.
Yes, all of the above.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Yes. Yeah, I'm in the future, guys.
You're in the future. Okay. Well, it says 1:30 a.m., 33 a.m. in that comment you just posted, so I'm wondering like how that's possible.
Yeah. No, you figured it out.
I didn't catch it.
That's why I'm the Matrix.
Yeah, I'm starting to think you are. I'm starting to get scared. Scared. Get scared.
Yeah. Yeah.
Scared.
Well, I mean, you know, we're going to talk about conspiracies. I better be here to confirm some of those things. So,
Yes, please.
Well, Sunday night is more of a, I mean, we do tap into some conspiracies, but it's more of like a week in review. We look at what's been happening, the crazy stuff of the week, and talk about it, or basically what anyone wants to talk about. Normally it's just me talking to myself, and you know,
Hey, I know what that feels like.
but and then sometimes I actually say the words out loud. They're not just all in my head. Okay.
Yeah.
Tonight's not
No.
conspiracy night. That's Thursday nights. Tonight's Jim likes talking about the news a lot.
yeah, I'm streaming
Yeah.
to you. I'm streaming to you from Thursday night. So,
Okay. All right. So tell me about the nudes.
which ones in
The
particular?
nudes or the news? It sounded like
That's what I
you
said.
news.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I
Nudes.
said. Yeah, the news.
I caught. Yeah, I caught it. Okay.
All right. Anyway, so let's see if we're gonna die today or not.
You can only hope.
I gotta speed
Damn,
this up
Mark.
'cause-
Good morning,
Looks like it's
folks.
great.
Welcome, observers.
No, that
Today we've
doesn't
got
look
3
great.
very cool science updates. We'll also see if you guys want me to do a second video today responding to a bunch of things you may have heard this week about Earth's magnetic poles. But we are starting with the last 24 hours on our star, and we find that things were pretty quiet the last day. No significant flaring, no significant eruptive activity. Everything just continued rotating, including the coronal holes. They had their solar wind beginning to arrive yesterday morning, and now it has
Our
fully
little
settled
gerbil.
in. Plasma speed rose from 400 to over 600 kilometers per second, with brief but significant jumps in plasma pressure. Level 2 geomagnetic storms occurred overnight, likely to see some reverberations of that today, and don't forget, there is a second component to that coronal hole, and its faster solar wind. It's already on its way here as well.
It's already on its way,
We're
guys.
also watching the sunspots.
I can see
Gonna be
my
here
house
soon.
At the
from
moment,
here.
we have decay
Yep.
and
I can
lone
see my
alpha
house from
groups
here.
content to fly solo for now on the left.
And
Up first
how
in the
long does it
articles.
take for
Kind of an
something from the
interesting
sun
one here.
to reach
As
the
a
Earth?
It depends. Well, the solar winds and
I mean, in general.
in general, usually at least about a day. 12,
Yeah.
12 depending on something.
About 30-something hours, right?
Yeah, but a mass like some
Yeah,
stuff
CME,
could get here.
CME, coronal mass
CME is coronal
ejection.
mass ejection. It could take 2 days. You know, because it's actual
Okay,
plasma, so it's moving, so it's not moving at the speed of
it's-
light.
Yeah, very dense.
Right, right. But like,
Yeah.
because it takes, I think it takes the light from the sun 12 to 24 hours to hit us.
No.
Like it takes a day. Yeah,
No,
No?
it takes 8 minutes. 8 minutes.
8 minutes.
Yeah.
Speed of light. Yeah.
Well, then how come then when
Yeah,
there's a
Mark is
wait,
right.
hold on? If then how come when there's a big
Light-
solar flare
Light takes 8
that
minutes.
energy doesn't
Yeah.
get here that fast? Then?
Energy is heavier than light, right?
Well, I imagine there's a certain amount of mass to whatever it is, plasma or whatever's coming off. It's not just energy. So
Yeah.
Well, what about the X-rays?
X-rays should move at the speed of light.
That's what I'm saying. That takes when they have a solar flare, the X-rays, flux, and all that. That's what right. That's what they measure. They call it an X flare. You'd think I would know this since I watch this shit all the time, but I just kind of laugh at it. I don't really pay
Since y'all been
attention
doing
to
this for
it.
so fucking long.
Yeah. It's not X-rays anymore. It's Twitter rays. Oh, wait a second. That's not right. Yeah.
Oh, I know. I was so upset, Dan, about Billy Carson. He was one of the good ones, but you know, you gotta just be careful who you trust these days.
Who took him?
No, he just got, I don't know, he got debunked again, supposedly. But
Did he get
you know,
debunked or did
yeah,
he
that's
get
another
taken
day that
away?
ends in Y.
yeah, I don't, you know what? I mean,
Taken up
I
into
just
the
find
sky.
Billy Carson very interesting because he's, I don't
agree.
know. I mean, the stuff he says, I mean, I don't know. It's just as believable as fucking
Ancient
a lot of other
aliens, any of that
yeah,
stuff. Yeah.
you know, it's just as believable as, you know, the fucking, you know, that everyone came out of Africa, you know, 100,000 years
Yeah.
ago, and all of a sudden people change colors for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
They
you know.
dwelled in caves during the
Yeah, but that would take,
No.
I mean, that would take millions of years to actually go
exactly.
from. But,
exactly.
you know, like I'm more of a big proponent of the
You
irra-
Caucasoid SOP.
no, of the irradiation theory. You know, because if you look at what's happening in outside of Fukushima and Chernobyl and places, the frogs and other stuff, animals are increasing
Yeah, yeah.
melanin
Oh,
and changing colors. They're
they
getting
became
dark.
darkened.
Right. So
Oh.
I'm thinking maybe
I
that's
saw
what
that.
happened is that, you know, like maybe like black people are actually like X-Men, you know, like they got irradiated and are mutants.
Well, I mean, you know how
And
when
they
you
have
have,
superpowers.
like, you know when you go
They-
into like a store or like when you're at your house and you see like cardboard boxes with color on it has changed its own color from the light being on it so much. I mean, the theory works.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially if it's rapid, you know, just heavy.
Well, yeah. Everyone did grow apart, Dan. You're right. But
Pangea.
Pangea, yeah.
Mm.
The Earth is expanding. You know, you can use actually an experiment you can do yourself. You could prove it. You just take a string and you tie it to the North Pole, and then I take another string and you tie it to the South Pole,
Right.
and you can
I
measure it,
can't
and you
get
will
to
see the
North
Earth
and
growing.
South Pole.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
a scientist. I can show you his video if you want. He explains
But
it.
I hear the North Pole is moving like 20 miles a day.
Oh, it is. I
like
actually have a
20
video on that.
kilometers?
Yeah.
It's moving quite a
Kilometers
bit.
an hour?
Yes. Yeah. We are in the middle of what's known as a polar excursion.
Yes,
It's
sir.
happening as we speak. No.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
North
just
Pole
as
went out-
believable,
North
you know, as
Pole
Billy
went out for
Carson. So
cigarettes.
what do you want me to tell you?
What'd you say, Mark? The North Pole is BS?
No, the North Pole went out for cigarettes.
Yeah.
Well, he pack of cools.
I went to Siberia for cigarettes.
The
Cigarettes and milk.
North Pole
Solar kill
visits. The North Pole visits men every morning.
True enough.
That's a erection. Never mind. Go on. Continue.
About science.
A hard cock is better than an alarm clock. Am I right?
Hope you hit
Strange.
some home runs along the way. Either way, studies are coming out tying Bitcoin motion up
Oh
or down
shit! I
to
got
anything and
him.
everything.
I
Here's one of
fucking
Bitcoin
got him.
prices and
All the
activity.
fucking things.
Okay,
I've
hold
said
on,
to
hold
this
on. Wait a minute.
motherfucker.
How the fuck could Bitcoin have anything to do with solar activity?
Sorry. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Come on. What the fuck?
Everybody's got a fucking a statistic to make something work for their story, don't they? It's crazy. It's crazy.
Jesus, man. Jesus. I don't get it. I don't know.
Bitcoin
Man, I'm starting to think this guy's
Next,
making shit
I
up.
love this, especially if you're familiar with the urban heat island effect
What?
already. They're saying here that the way they analyze it now, pretty much trash. It's full of uncertainty, and that the urban heat bias may be responsible for up to 74% of the warming recorded in cities. If it's anything over 30, the narrative ends the next day. And lastly, on the article front, we're up over 200 papers on this. Even the UN IPCC admits the sun works El Nino and La Nina, confirmation of not only phase forcing, but strength forcing here as well. Folks, a lot of things being said this week about the magnetic pole shift. I usually try to ignore these, especially since the last time I debunked Mr. Burns, about 20,000 of you threw a conniption. Tell you what, you guys drop a total of 400 in the chat donations here on this YouTube video before my dinner at 5 p.m. Mountain Time. I'll run through the big bad claims this evening like a plasma sword through melted butter. Folks, plan your trip to come see us. Huge events coming up.
Whoa.
Check out the events page. Give us a call. I want to shake your hand in person. Your trip to see us starts at observerranch.com.
Did I get you, Strange?
Support. We'll do this all again tomorrow. Right here.
I did, didn't I?
It's 5 a.m. in the new Valley of the Sun.
I love that. I love you.
Eyes open. No fear. Be safe, everyone.
You blew my fucking mind.
So this is what the Earth looks like. This is the magnetic field. You see, the red is on the north and the blue is on the south for some reason. And so Republicans are on the north and Democrats are in the south. The Democrats had all the slaves, and they were really mad when we told the Democrats they had to pick their own cotton.
Right. Yep.
And so then they decided to move. And it caused a bunch of problems and turmoil and terror around the planet. So this guy's going to explain it all. And
Okay.
That makes more sense than most things I've heard. So yeah, I'm there for you, Jim. I'm there.
Okay.
Good evening, folks. Tonight we're going over some things circulating on the internet this week.
Oh.
Two things being said
There it
about the
goes.
ongoing changes with Earth's magnetic field, and they are both very wrong. This is a rough cycle here on Earth. We are due for the next magnetic pole shift, and it's already happening. It's here. We're going to break down exactly why these new claims are wrong, and first, we'll hit the concept that the magnetic pole shift is slowing down. Yeah, like a bullet technically slows down slightly as it penetrates the skin. Does that comfort you? Didn't think so. And of course, what would a debunker-roni be on the magnetic pole shift without Captain Clueless trying to resurrect the powerfully debunked concept that modern
hold
magnetic...
on, I got a question in the chat for Dave. Let's see. What side did you fight on, Dave?
I'm like Switzerland. I didn't pick a side.
Okay. I did not participate in the war of northern aggression.
Just made money.
magnetic field strength should be a comfort to you. Let's start with some visuals. We'll start with the
But I
visual
was
about the
cheering
magnetic
for the
field
South.
strength. Vertical axis on the
You were?
Yeah.
Oh, this is going to be like the fuck around, find out chart, right? He's got field power time, and it's going to,
I can see
I,
it.
I guess
I
he
can
made
see
his
it happening.
$400 in super chats to cut through this argument like a plasma knife through butter.
That is what he asked, right?
See now, the
400.
problem I have with that is that you wouldn't really want to use a plasma knife on butter because it would burn the butter, as it would just like melt it and burn it, and it would turn into like butter soup, and so it wouldn't really cut the butter; it would just like burn it.
But you could get like a lower degree, a lower temperature, and be like caramelized,
Well, you caramelize,
and then you
sure,
just immediately
sure.
slide
Oh,
it on top of some onions or something.
Oh,
and
hey, you could use it, yeah.
caramelizes things.
And you could use you could use it like if you took like a stick of butter on top of a whole bag of onions and you sliced
Yes.
it all at the same time, you would just make instant caramelized onions.
Well, you slice it from the side, and then it just drips all over itself. So
Yeah.
it's molten in the middle. So some of it does that'll be the bit that stays at the top because it's the heaviest, right?
Mhm.
It's like the Shane Davis. Open your chips at the bottom of the bag. thing where all that shit stays at the top, right? But
Crossfire.
Does he really say
slows
that?
down.
Oh yeah,
Yes, he does. Yeah, he does. Yeah.
Yeah.
I tried
You
it
didn't
once
know that?
after, and he
You
was
didn't know
kind of
that?
right, by the way.
Was he?
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
Have you
The
got a bag of
the
chips,
ship piles
Dave?
up to the bottom. You turn it upside down, and all the shit is on the
Yeah,
top.
because the chips sit at the bottom of the bag the whole time, so all the dust is gathered there. So if you want a face full of dust, you could just do that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, grab a bag of chips, Dave. Pull it up.
Or grab a bag of pistachios.
Do you ever
Dave.
notice though when you have like chips or say like cheese popcorn or any type of snack, when you get to the bottom, like the last bottom of the bag, all the crumbs, those always taste the best. Like, is it does they have the flavor on it, whatever it is? It's the flavor dust is on them.
Enrichment.
Yeah. They're greasier because all the flavor dust is greasy. as
Ooh,
fuck.
I went to Steak and Shake for lunch today or yesterday. Either
the
yesterday
beef
today
tallow fries
to
are
check out
back.
the fries.
I
The
love
fries
Steak
are
and
really
Shake.
good, but they don't make the shakes anymore fresh. They have a machine that makes them
What?
now.
Oh.
So yeah, so it's all fucked up, and they don't come and serve you at the table anymore. You got but the fries were good. The
That's
burgers were good, but and then I found out though that they pre-cooked the fries in
No.
vegetable oil, and then
What?
before they're froze, and then they bring them there, and then they fry them and tell. They still tasted really good though. They didn't have that normal, that aftertaste you get on
Yeah.
fries when they're cooked. He didn't have any of that, so they were really good. I really liked them.
That ain't the same. That ain't the same. It's kind of like how whenever I see a Pizza Hut, I always think about how back in the day it used to be a sit-down restaurant that would give kids. They would give kids free small pizzas if they got A's on their report card.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck.
Oh yeah.
Shit ain't the same, dude.
I will say though that the fries did remind me of McDonald's fries when I was a kid. That had that flavor, that same flavor where they were good, and I didn't want to stop eating them.
Yeah.
Yep.
Interesting.
And you got the large, right? Of course.
Yeah. But the shake was like, ugh. I didn't even drink. I drank like a quarter of it, and I was like, oh, this is garbage. I ain't gonna eat it. But I did get a triple burger,
like McDonald's shake quality.
Yeah, like or Burger King shake quality. Ugh. But I got a triple burger and I added an extra patty for $2, so that was good. So I had 4 burgers.
All right.
Steak and Shake is super thin burgers. They're like, like maybe an eighth of a pound, maybe
They make
an
a
eighth of a
smash
pound.
burger look like a fucking quarter pounder, right?
Yeah. So you 4 patties was like maybe a half a pound, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe if that,
I get you.
On the left, time below on the bottom. Field strength is plummeting. Heck, we showed this at the start of the video, but it's not actually linear like this. It's actually staggering, oscillating. And while the trend is the excursion and its acceleration, if you happen to pick a year during one of those little up hitches, you could say the field weakening has slowed and give people false comfort. And there's a similar story with the motion of the magnetic poles. That is specifically what was claimed this week, that the motion of the magnetic poles has slowed down after having kicked in their shift and sped up and up. But again, it's not linear. It's like this. So if you select the right moment, you could say that the field shift just slowed down, and then everyone who listens to you thinks the wrong thing. Let's dive deeper with the graphical data on the north magnetic pole so you can see this in action. So let's take the motion from 1904 to 1948. 44 years
How
to
do they know where
circle.
how do they know where it was in 1904? Did they go there with a compass and find it?
You're going off of
I
fucking
think
Wikipedia.
I think we were going there though. Didn't Bird or somebody go up there in 1904?
But how would they know where the magnetism is?
Wasn't Hapgood the first one that went up there and actually found the North Pole though?
Yeah.
Wasn't that like in the 50s?
No, I thought we were there in early 1900s, Jim. I thought so. Maybe not. Maybe that was. I don't know. I thought we were there a long time ago.
What's all this over here?
We was.
It's all it's all a dream.
It's all a guess, or maybe it's just off a test. Somehow they can test it.
Let's see how long it takes to move that same distance by putting those circles side by side. Yeah, no, it's not perfect, but it is close enough. It was 44 years for the first jump, same distance, but only 42 years the next time. Then in 1998, the major acceleration occurred. That's where we went from 5% lost per century to 5% lost a decade. Same jump, but this time only 10 years. The next one, 9 years, then 7 years. And based on this forecast data, we don't actually have the real data because they haven't given it to us in updated form yet. Yes, this next one should hit the mark next year for a total of 10 years this time. So did it slow down? Maybe, according to this forecast, but that's not reality. And There is no easily linear way to look at this. Just look at the distance between the colored dots, which represent 1 year. Look how much speeding up and slowing down occurs, even after the official excursion accelerations began. So no, we don't actually have data telling us it has slowed down. They have forecasts slowing the
Signal
last 3
knows a lot
reports,
about
and
that
it hasn't
speeding up
happened.
and slowing
And
down.
even if those weren't true, and we did slow down a bit, it's a bit. It happens because it's not a linear process, and right after every slowdown, we surge into another acceleration. Do you feel comforted? Yeah, me either. Quick shout out for goldobservers.com before we hit the second major topic. And Mr.
right.
Burns, Goldco has sponsored our upcoming
Shout
documentary.
out.
It's going to be the best way to communicate the reality of Earth's disaster cycle to someone, and it's going to cover everything needed to convince.
Boy, he
anyone.
woke up
Show
eating
your
his
support
Wheaties
and
today,
catch up
man.
with us
He's on
serious
fire.
preppers who backstop with precious metals. Goldobservers.com. Now we're back to this, and oof. Last time I debunked something of his, you guys got very, very angry. So, hi, Mr.
I got
Burns.
angry.
Hope you're having a nice day. Wish you all of God's best, and I'm very
Why are there
sorry
two
for this.
sperms? You
His
know,
recent video
one
claims we are
swimming
not
up on
in an
the Earth,
excursion,
one
and he
swimming
knows that
down.
because of how strong the field of Earth is right now.
Looks like to me.
About twice as strong as past periods known to have excursions. And I'll show the same graphic I showed all those years ago the first time
Like a roller
MIT tried to
coaster.
pull that nonsense on the world. Yeah, guys, ignore the cycle and the pattern and the changes in the ionosphere and atmosphere and even the Earth rotation speed. We're still way up here. It's fine, right? Mr. Burns uses this graphic in his video. It is severely cherry-picked to show the field strengths that support his position. I've got about 50 papers I could show that don't tell that story so cleanly, but we are playing devil's advocate, so Mr. Burns, you will lead.
Devil's advocate.
Bottom panel is really his main point, the dips, where the purple arrows are pointing. That's the excursions he recognizes, and he says, look at how low those are. Today, which is at the far left side of the chart, pretty high. So what if we're declining faster and faster? We're still way up here. Need to get down to those purple arrows, he says. Can observers spot the first
Down
fatal
to the
flaw?
purple
We zoom in on the
areas
last
and
100,000
thick,
years. That is
meaty,
presumably
veiny,
LeChamp there about 40 to
purple
50,000 years ago. So, where the duck are the other ones? Does Burns think LeChamp was the only excursion of the last 100,000 years? Observers know better. Here is a list of the most well-studied ones from just the last 60,000 years. And observers, how many times have you seen me point out the unnamed one about 30,000 years ago and how LeChamp was actually 2 events, one at 48,000 years ago and then another at 42? So having one excursion show up in this very cherry-picked graph not only is factually wrong, but it collapses the premise that this chart tells us about the field strength indicators of excursions. It doesn't, and actually, those humps upward, they don't seem to last very long before dropping back out, do they? Look what we just had over on the left, the hump of the Levantine Iron Age anomaly, and we're heading back down. Heck, just look at the top panel, the blue line. That should show both a Gothenburg event 12,000 years ago and Tianqi 6,000 years ago. Does it really? Maybe a bit. Does it show them to the degree that you would point out a magnetic excursion? No. And that's the problem. Not only does this chart not show pre-excursion strength indications, none in existence do. And that is because it's not a thing. He made it up. MIT tried to pull that on us back in 2015, a decade ago. And it was only after I had made that fun little graphic to be funny and then broken down the details of why that science made absolutely no sense that some of the world's top geophysicists specializing in magnetic pole shifts then published a paper saying that pre-reversal or excursion strength doesn't matter. It's not related to the interval time. Whether it's strong or weak, doesn't matter. When it's time, it's time. And by the way, right now, it's time. Between papers saying the next acceleration could take us to 100 times faster than the current shift, and others suggesting this can happen in a human lifetime, this topic is not something to be so cavalier and incautious with, Mr. Burns. And if you need help with the cycle, the past events, or the evidence of this event happening now from the core of Earth all the way out past Pluto, just let me know. For the rest of you, I'll see you in the morning for the daily show. And be safe, everyone.
Hey, Jim.
Yeah.
Can you open that link I put in the private chat? I lost my mind for a little bit.
No.
Do it. Yes.
Oh, I gotta see what it is first.
Good. Oh my God.
I lost my mind when I saw that.
Is it real or is it
It's right.
Photoshop?
It's real. It's real.
Oh my
I
god,
can't believe it's real.
that's a VTuber's hand. Oh man, look at this.
Pull it up and like
This is crazy.
zoom in.
It's zoomed in.
Zoom in and enhance. Oh God.
It's, I mean, that's like that's
Goblin.
nuts. Yeah, what the hell? I mean that's like, oh god, that's biggin'. That's a big one's hand, man. Wow.
Yeah, Flip City gets it.
Well, there is this.
Um,
This speaking of the news and everything, there is a thing I wanted to bring up. This guy who this is like one of the what you call like one of the sages on the left. One of the
We watched him a couple weeks ago, didn't we, Jim?
Yes, we did. And he said that how Trump was never going to be sworn in,
Right.
and that they're going to arrest him. That they're going to arrest him when he goes sworn in. Well, he's got new predictions to make. So I think we could maybe just listen, and maybe we're going to learn something here.
Hell yeah.
A good morning from South Jersey. It's the 7th of March. I just want to hit you with some words of wisdom, something to think about, and hopefully something to put a smile on your face. I hope everybody's doing well. I miss you. You guys, what we saw during Donald Trump's speech the other day was nothing less than deplorable behavior from any human being on the planet. It was nothing but lies, and the fact that he used that poor young black child with cancer as a prop is so shameful.
I don't think he used him as a prop. The kid, who's ringing the bell?
Oh, I'm ringing the bell every time he thinks he's right in his head.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So hypocritical, because he gave him a badge. He picked him because he's a black child with cancer, which he removed all the DEI programs, okay, for minorities. He removed all this research, billions and millions of dollars for cancer research for kids was removed, which this kid has cancer. He removes all the environmental
I
protection.
was trying to shift my
against
Jim, is that
eyebrows
true?
every time you dinged the bell.
No, none
I
of that
couldn't.
is true. Absolutely
Yeah.
none of that is true. You want to know what is true? He removed, like, let's say the money he removed, like, there was a $2 billion given to Stacey Abrams for her NGO, her nonprofit, because she wanted to help this struggling county in Georgia called, I can't remember the name of the county, some Slidell County or some county in Georgia that has
Yeah. Slidell,
100,
Slidell.
something like that, 150 residents in this county.
And she got $2 billion.
Yes, because 75% of those people in that town needed help to replace their old, appliances because they were, using too much electricity. It's bad for the environment. So it comes out, the math works out to like $26 million per person.
But how are they
And-
going to
and-
replace those appliances? That's not enough. We need to
She
send them
said,
$20 billion.
but she said that, this lady, Harriet, saved $98 on her electric bill.
So was this through the Biden administration?
Yes, they discovered that. I have some stuff. I'm kind of jumping ahead here, but they discovered that from the time Trump was elected in November to the time he was sworn in, $380 billion was shuffled out as fast as possible to all these different organizations that were just started by people, basically by Democrats, and Democrat people started them. They know that a whole
As
shitload
last ditch efforts.
Right,
Last-ditch
like, yeah,
cash
like-
grabs.
like $20 billion went out of the EPA to like Citibank, and that guy was caught on tape saying we were chucking gold bricks off the Titanic and this and that. And then Jennifer Granholm sent like $7 billion, $8 billion to Michigan to a bunch of people she's really involved with for other. I mean, it's just it's theft. I don't understand how these people aren't in jail. I don't get it. I don't know. I don't understand. So basically, I could come up with a thing and just say, Dave, we're going to help. We're going to help lesbians experience orgasms, and I need $10 billion to do a study to. And basically, we'll just run around with vibrators and with lesbians and see if we can make them come.
Randomly
they're going to pay
assault
us.
them.
Yes,
In South Dakota.
in
Right.
South
An
Dakota.
assault
Yeah,
of pleasure.
Yeah.
but that pretty much seems like that's what's happening. That's the deal. That's what's going on.
Disgusting.
Well,
It
they are
is.
screwing us, as in everybody, not just everybody in America, but everybody on the planet, because America's dollar is so valuable to the entire world economy.
Right.
Currency.
Well,
Currency market.
well, because it's the reserve currency basically for everyone because of the petrodollar and
Yes.
other stuff. And since the Bretton Woods the Bretton Woods thing that happened after after World War II, it went changed. It used to be before World War II. It was the British pound was the basically
Pound sterling, yeah.
Pound sterling was around the world, and now it's the U.S. dollar. But there's nothing backing up our dollar except for our military. That's the only thing that backs up our dollar, really. It's just our military backs. If you try to get off our dollar, and we're gonna destroy your whole fucking country.
Yep.
Yeah, it's pretty fucked up, man. I mean, like, honestly, I don't know, like, why these guys, I don't know why we don't see eye to eye on shit. It's like, the whole thing with Ukraine and everything else, like, the fact that people are even involved, like, arguing for more fighting. Like, I thought people opposed pain, but instead of opposing pain, people are like, yeah, we should just continue to pretend this is okay and that we're the good guys. It's like, don't you see what you're doing?
Well,
They love death.
Russia is the boogeyman, and it's the boogeyman that they need to justify a lot of things. Now, I'm not saying he's a good guy,
That's true.
but it's the truth. I mean, after 9/11, Putin came to Bush and told him, hey, I want to join NATO. Russia wants to join NATO. And they told him no.
To Zbigniew Brzezinski, right? And his whole... The Middle East is a chessboard. The whole planet is a chessboard, but the Middle East is the middle of the chessboard, and we are fighting this, and we are white, and Russia is black, and we move first, and then they counter move. So we're fighting in the Middle East to contain them while they were dwindling their own, selves. While they were
right.
the whole Russian.
If you look at NATO, the whole purpose of NATO was to balance against the Warsaw Pact and the Soviet Union, all those, all those Warsaw Pact countries. Once the Soviet Union fell, there was really no need for NATO to exist anymore. There's not, because it's only supposed to be for a war in Europe. So basically, like I said, when Putin came to George Bush after 9/11, said, hey, why don't we join, we have these same enemies. We should work together. They made agreements to work together and did stuff, but they said, no, you can't join NATO. And the reason was, if you join NATO, there is no reason for NATO to exist.
Oh, yeah.
Got
it. I recall that.
That wouldn't necessarily be true, because they could have changed the charter to be more of like, not just the North Atlantic. It could have been like they could have changed it to go the whole world, basically, so they could balance against China or other places or whatever.
Global Corp.
Yeah, Global Corp. But if they would have did that, if Russia would have became part of NATO in 2003 or 2004, I can't remember what year it was, somewhere between 2002 and 2004 was when this rapprochement happened, when they came to ask for it. All those countries now would be part of NATO. You would have Ukraine would be part of NATO. Basically all of Europe, Eastern Europe, everything, all those Caucasus countries would be part of NATO. You wouldn't have this war that's going on right now in Ukraine. So all those people would still be alive. Though in 2006, or when was it? When was the Georgian incursion, when Putin went into Georgia? That wouldn't have happened. Not the country, the country of Georgia. That was, that would
2006, 2007, 8.
That wouldn't have happened. All these things wouldn't have happened.
And then Ukraine followed with about 2014.
Yeah, 2014. Right. But then there was also
Ukraine was called the Orange Revolution, right?
Right. But
it was a series of color revolutions. It went through Egypt into all of these other smaller.
Right. Well, here's a question too: why does the U.S. only seem to topple secular Muslim leaders, or non-Islamist Muslim leaders? They've done it everywhere. If you look at anywhere, there's been a leader. It started. The first one they toppled was the Shah of Iran. A lot of people don't realize that the Shah was being a dick about oil. Yeah. And was squeezing people. And so the U.S. government, the British government, funded through these, through probably USAID or these other NGOs or whatever, these students to, the student groups and stuff, and they ended up, overthrowing the country. And then you got an Islamist leader now, which is the Ayatollah in Iran. Yeah. That was all done through our government and the British government.
And okay, for a second, right? I'm younger and you guys are older. So So,
But it doesn't stop there. You know what I mean? You could keep going with
you guys
it.
have seen Iran in a different context in terms of video, right? Video
Mhm.
representation, and then you have like people like Nina Infinity, who's like, oh, I came from Iran at this certain year, right? Whatever. She doesn't want to give her exact age or whatever because she's a female. Whatever. Anyways,
her family. I thought she was born
like
in
they were
Canada.
wearing bell-bottom tight pants.
Yeah, no, they was.
Women
It
were
was
wearing bell-bottom tight pants. They wanted freedom, and then
It was
the U.S.
basically
did such and such, and
Right.
boom, massive religious crackdown on everything.
right. But they did the same thing, if you remember, with Mubarak in Egypt. The U.S.
Yes.
them through the proxies funded the Muslim Brotherhood, and not only in Egypt,
Yes.
in Yemen, in
And Obama said they were good people.
right,
something like that.
Yeah, we funded the rebels in Libya against Gaddafi and turned that country upside down and into like
that
slave
was
markets.
brutal.
And
That
then
was
now
brutal.
Syria is a fucking hellhole. They're running around, dragging people out of their houses, killing the Alawites, killing the fucking Kurds, killing the Christians, killing the Druze. Druze, not Jews, Druze.
I was going to say, what about
So-
the Jews? Are they safe?
Well, no, see, if they killed Jews, then everyone would be up in arms and they do something about it. But everyone else, it's fine. But I don't know. Like, you got Turkey now trying to push in.
Huh? They're killing everybody but one group?
Well, if they
That
kill them,
sounds-
then there's going to be a problem.
Chat says, who are the Druze?
Druze, Druze.
They're cousins of the Jews, but they're like step cousins. so they
No,
don't
no,
really care.
no. They're it's like it's hard to explain. It's like an old. They might be Muslims. I'm not sure if it's a different religion. If they're not, I don't think they're Christians. Druze, yeah, Druze.
Well, most Christians aren't Christians even.
Yeah. Well, I mean, well,
So-
this thing too is like before we destabilized. What was it? Lebanon. Before Lebanon was destabilized by the U.S. government,
Yes.
it was the largest Christian.
What year was that?
80, I think 79, 80, somewhere around
Yeah.
there. Well, no, that was
79,
like
80,
before
early
our
80s, yeah.
early 80s. But then we went in with our Marines were there and
Consecutive
everything, trying to
bombings.
and then they got bombed, and then Reagan pulled them out, and
Mhm.
the Marines, a bunch of Marines got killed.
Can we take a
Embassy
moment
bombing.
while we're talking about war to admire Strange Signal's luscious long hair?
Yeah, he's going to use that to make rope.
He may use that to make a
Nusra, yeah. But so it's just, and I just want everyone to realize that all governments are corrupt, all governments suck,
sir.
all politicians are crooks, and
Yes, sir.
we
And the guy on
I mean,
screen's a douchebag.
this guy's a real douchebag. I don't know. So we didn't even get. Let's see here what else he's got to say.
Whatever the hell
So,
he is off of Twitter. or
just some
whatever.
idiot off of Twitter, some guy in Jersey. Who knows? I don't know. I saw some other guy. This other guy tell AOC to come to somewhere in like Montana or something. He says he's the Democrat county, someplace in Montana to come meet with people. And these people can't even figure out if they're a woman or not. What's a man? What's a woman? They don't know.
Right.
You got AOC. They know for a fact she's had at least 2 illegal aliens working for her, paying them. Okay, yeah. See, I don't. Yeah, they're like the Druze who call themselves Al Malwa Halahinda, the monotheist esoteric religious group from West Asia who adhere to the Druze faith and Abrahamic monotheistic and syncretic religion, whose main tenets assert the unity of God, reincarnation, and eternity of soul. Yeah, I mean they're
Yeah, their beliefs.
Seems like Buddhism
Yeah.
combined with various other things.
yeah. They probably are. They worship the Anunnaki and
Randall Carlson.
Randall Carlson. Sure, yeah. But yeah, they're a minority, and they should be protected, just like the the Buddhists. And
The Christians.
well, I'm saying in the Christians too, but I'm talking about like in China. China went into where those people were and killed a bunch of them and took it over. And,
Yep.
China.
and industries using forever chemicals that cause cancer. Donald Trump removed all the checks and balances.
See, that's all lies. See, it's like more lies. Like they're saying, like, oh, Trump, they want to get rid of the the Consumer Finance Protection Bureau, which is just another scam. It's this thing that the left uses to go after people who they politically disagree with. And, Elizabeth Warren is in charge of it, basically controls it. It's where she got her start. And she still has deep tentacles in there. But it's they're going to do this, and then they're what protects people from getting debanked. It's like, motherfucker, people have been getting debanked for 10 years now. What have they done to stop it? They've done nothing. They just, they're mad because now they're going to start debanking people who are terrorists. So what's,
Well, okay, this may be more of a bigger conversation, but I don't want to get into it really. But it's like, what is a terrorist?
Well, one man's terrorist is another man's freedom fighter, but a terrorist would be considered. It depends on what country you're in. If you're in the United States, a terrorist would be anybody who uses violence or a threat of violence to achieve political goals against the government or the populace. That's pretty much. But it depends on what country you're in.
You've got it.
Got it.
Yeah. And that's the simplicity of it. But people try to play it into a terrorist as someone who protests. Riley is a terrorist. Right? Terrorizing me.
Yeah, technically, I guess he was terrorizing Eric July, and he made him realize that his anarcho-capitalist beliefs were not correct, and he had to rely on the state and call the police. So I guess he could qualify as a terrorist, yes, because he caused somebody to change their political beliefs based on his actions. So yeah, he terrorized them with bunny stickers. Yes, he did.
The bunny stickers. He didn't know I was terrorized with bunnies.
With that causes cancer, and he uses this kid as a prop. And then the third and the most blatant one was the kids that wants to be a security policeman in Washington, D.C. Those guys were beat up and attacked.
The kid does not want to be a security policeman. He wants to be kid's from Texas. He wants to be a cop in Texas. And who knows if he's going to, hopefully the kid will live long enough to be a cop somewhere. Live long enough to actually be a Secret Service agent. But it's like a make-a-wish thing, the Democrats do the stuff too all the time on a different day. Oh, this person this person that. But the chick who got the ball smashed in her face and paralyzed, the fucking leftists were laughing and making fun of her.
Yep.
Yeah. They did that interview recently too, where the trans person was all up in the face of people, just making fun and nasty.
Yeah, I don't, I've talked about it before. I don't care what an adult does. I really don't.
Go get your toy.
They could
same.
They could. You want to be trans? You want to say you're they them? You're zim, whatever. That's cool, man. Have at it. Leave kids alone. And when it comes to sports, it's got to be. We have rules for a reason, for fairness. You can't have what's next? You're going to have somebody who's a 240-pound bodybuilder going to say, no, I identify as a 12-year-old boy or a 12-year-old girl, and I want to. Come on, you can't.
They did have that man. They did have that man who said they identified as a 12-year-old, and they put the person in 12-year-old sports because hey, that's how I identify.
Well, I know the one that I seen that really was the guy who was in his. Though? Yeah, they do it because it's all these crazy. Oh, you can't do this. You can't question anything. They're saying that they have to put these guys, these men, because they have penises in women's prisons because they say they're women, even though they're raping the women in the prison, that it would violate the men's rights if they had moved them out of the women's prison. But what about
pregnancies?
What about the women that are in the prison? Aren't they entitled to protection? It's stuff. It's gotta go both ways. It's
Well, it may not be necessarily protection that you're saying.
Well,
they've been in there so long that they just want it so bad they'll get it where they can. And
but what I'm saying is that it's
not, so they just go ahead.
Believe it or not, it's the government's responsibility to protect you when they have you locked in a cage, unable to protect yourself. That's the bottom line. If they put you in jail, they're responsible to keep you safe and healthy.
They're your babysitter. Yes. They get paid very well to do that. That's why their prisons are private. If there was no money in it, there'd be no private prisons.
Because honestly, and the reason, a great part of the reason why a person could look at that and go, that's a reasonable assumption or idea to have is because, well, hey, the opposite is we just do the death sentence.
No, right.
See, I'm torn about the death sentence. I don't.
I don't think the state should kill anybody.
I don't think the state should have the be killing people because I don't trust them to get it right.
Right.
And the whole jury system, when you've seen these cases, anyone's paid any attention to the way, what happens in court cases and how shit gets solved. I don't trust a jury anywhere, really. I mean,
it's not even their fault. They're only given the information that they're given a lot of times, Jim, and they hide a lot of evidence.
Oh, yeah, they hide the evidence and stuff. I mean, but like,
selective.
I don't, I don't.
Selective prosecution, selective evidentiary hearing, selective. Well, we can't show this, but we could show this.
We can't talk about their previous crimes in this case. So the guy might walk, even though he's, performed, pedophile stuff for decades. Well, but this is an adult woman he rapes, and they don't get to talk about that shit.
We do want it to be hard to convict somebody, though. We don't want it to be easy. We want them to have to work for it.
Dude, if I got a repeat offender all the fucking time, at that point, it might be time for the state to take action.
Yeah, no. But what I'm saying though is you don't want to say, well, this guy's been arrested 10 times for this and not convicted because whatever, and then so now he gets the 11th time.
No, it's when they are convicted, they can't talk about it too. A lot of times he served his time. Yeah. We don't get to bring it up again. Why the fuck not? The guy's got a track record. I mean,
well, they have. It's got to be relative to the case at hand. It's got to be like, say, if you get arrested for robbing a bank, all right, and that's kind of let's see. Let's see. If you get arrested for, let's say,
well, he robbed 8 liquor stores before as well, but that's not relevant to him robbing a bank.
That would be relevant though. That's robbery, but it would be like if.
No, murder. I'm trying to make it simple.
I understand, but it would be like if someone does like
he robs 8 liquor stores and now he's being charged with murder.
Right. Well, they would say that those two aren't related. They would say because a murder isn't the same as the robbery, or somebody who does 20 carjackings and then a rape. They would say, well, the carjackings were in a rape if they didn't. You know what I mean? So stuff like that.
Here's another thing, right?
Maybe he was raping the cars, though. We don't know what happened.
Well, you know what? You're right because he would stick the key in and out and in and out and in and then turn it. So maybe he was raping the car. Yeah, he had his way with them.
Here's another thing where, say the guy kills somebody in Minecraft while he's robbing a bank in Minecraft, and he, so there's 2 different charges there, but he had robbed a series of banks before or had injured people before, and that is in his criminal history, and then it just plays off like, well, you can't add such things like Jim said, you can't add all of that stuff into the secondary charge of it. So the charges are split between he robbed this bank. Yes, he's guilty of robbing the bank, but all of these other things, well, we can't bring up this stuff because, it was an accidental homicide or, whatever it ends up being. Do
you remember, Jim, when eyewitness testimony was the best testimony, and then we found out people can't remember shit? Like, they don't remember anything.
No, it's not only that, dude. Like, I don't, who decided that fingerprints are all that good?
About DNA? About DNA?
What? Yeah, DNA. They only show this last little bit of DNA, and they go, well, it's just these little pieces right here that really matter. It's like, wait, what do you mean? There's this whole thing, but it's just this little piece? And what do you mean that you say it's one? Your chances are 1 in 750 million that it's the same person. It's
you share 91% of your DNA with an Easter lily, something like that.
Well, hopefully they're not using that part of the DNA.
But the point is, who's to say what these guys are pulling up is even a real thing? It's so.
That's the thing. Nobody realizes too. It's all computer programs that are doing the DNA stuff and the analysis. The computer program tells them whether or not it's a match. It's not a person doing it. It's a fucking computer program. So what if the computer program's fucked?
Yep.
What if the
computer program's racist?
Yeah. We know that fucking, a facial recognition is racist, so maybe DNA recognition is racist.
Could be.
It's all fucked up, dude. I mean, we do, I guess, have the best judicial system in the world because we have a shot if we're innocent, but we don't get to prove ourselves innocent. We have to, we're presumed guilty automatically, and that's what sucks. I thought the job was we didn't have to prove our innocence. They had to prove we're guilty. But it's backwards now, dude. When they think they got enough to arrest you.
Of the state.
Yeah.
Well, it depends on who you are. If you're a Kyle Rittenhouse type person, then you got to
Got it.
prove your innocence. Now, what is it about Kyle Rittenhouse and a few of the other people who fought so hard? What is it about them? Oh, it could be their skin color. My God, imagine that. Imagine
Or
that.
their balls to actually carry a gun in a state where it's legal to carry a gun and use it when you fucking need to. Wow, what a shock.
But don't you ever cross state lines? Do not cross state lines. Hey, Dave, do you ever cross state lines in your job? I hope you never go across state lines because they could convict you for that.
Yeah, that was a whole other lie that the media kept telling, wasn't it?
Oh, that was so funny because, I live up in the Northeast where there are tiny little states, Massachusetts, Connecticut, Rhode Island, etc. People go across state lines literally 2 times a day because they almost always live in one state and then drive over a line to go in another. But for the Kyle Rittenhouse thing, they've said, my God, he crossed state lines. Oh, yeah, it's a 20-minute drive from where he lived to the town he went to.
And his gun was
minutes.
not registered in Illinois. It was a Wisconsin gun. Another fucking lie.
And it stayed over the border.
Yeah,
It
right,
came over
right,
because a
right.
friend of his kept, but the whole thing is, it's convenient. There's nothing magical about a state line, people. Okay, the United States does not have border checks. Oh, Dave, you can't drive across this border.
Right.
What do you mean you're selling radar like stuff? Oh my God, you must be a terrorist. Oh no, that doesn't exist.
They just have different laws. That's all you got to know. I mean,
Yep.
And just don't break the fucking law when you're there to the
But see,
best of your ability.
Here's the thing too about
Excuse me.
different laws in states is the Constitution of the United States is over all the states that says the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. So how can one state have different gun laws than another state? It doesn't seem like it should be allowed.
No,
Seems
it's
like
in the
we've let-
Constitution, right? It's
I know, it seems
constitutional
like
law, right?
We've let this get away from us to where we have states that are doing things and it just keeps going and going. And it's like they keep chipping away and chipping away and chipping
Slippery
away
slope.
until slippery slope until you get a
Slippery
judge,
slope,
the Supreme Court
totalitarian
of
tiptoe.
right, the Supreme Court of Hawaii saying that you can't have guns in Hawaii because of the aloha spirit.
I love how Bronco covers all of this on law of self.
Hello, goodbye.
And
He's,
how-
this guy-
Shotgun in between.
Bronca's
This-
really stepped up with Nick's absence from the internet. I'll say.
Oh, Bronca is putting stuff out 2 times a day sometimes. He's really hammering
Yeah.
away at this.
Yeah, he's doing good.
Yeah.
Is he drawing more and more viewers and stuff?
Oh yeah, he's doing real good. He's like
fantastic, yeah.
160,000 subs now.
And
Cool.
all of his live streams, even middle of the day, he gets all kinds of viewers on there. It's amazing.
Yeah, he's doing. I mean, and it's interesting the way he does it. He's very good at it. The way he puts stuff off.
He's
I bet this guy doesn't believe in. I bet this
too.
asshole doesn't believe in gun rights.
I'm sure he doesn't. He lives in Jersey. But let's see.
Wearing an Air Force
By the
fucking hoodie too.
insurrectionists that Donald Trump encouraged to bum rush the Capitol. They're dead.
Is he still talking about
They
this?
committed suicide.
What?
You have insurrectionists now who are dead.
Wait, he's saying that all the cops died at January 6th because they committed suicide. They all
Because they were
committed
so
suicide.
terrorized by how awful they Trump is. Oh my God. Oh, right.
I just can't. It's amazing to me. These people, they believe these things and they don't ever do any. They just believe what they're told. They don't ever look into it.
Well, even forgetting the thing about the suicide, the fact that they kept saying all those police that were killed on January 6th, scores of police officers were killed on. Yeah, one guy died of a
What?
heart attack the next
3?
day.
3 in total?
Well, I think over
on,
6.
Not
I
on
think
January 6th.
No, none died. Only
Right.
3 people died.
No,
3
not,
people
yeah,
died on
not on
January
the
6th.
day.
3 people died, not cops. The girl that was shot by the
Right.
cop, Ashley Babbitt,
Right.
and then two. If I'm not
Right.
mistaken, 2 women, I believe. One was crushed or beaten by the cops with batons and everything, and crushed on the ground, and she ended up dying. And then someone had a heart attack and died.
Yeah, he
The
got-
one
he
cop
got,
that died had a heart attack the next day.
A stroke. The next.
They
sick
said,
day
they
or
said he
whatever.
took a hit from a fire extinguisher. Or
Yeah,
something
that never
someone
happened.
threw at him.
That never happened.
And
It's all on video. Yeah, it never
it
happened.
was not verified or anything, but they said this caused his death, and then it turned out, oh no, it was the next day he died in the hospital of a heart attack or such,
Right.
right?
Yeah,
It's
but
like-
that's another thing too. Like,
So
why did
why are
Biden
you guys
pardon?
saying this stuff? Oh, it plays
Mm.
into your scheme, your schema.
Why did
Yeah.
Biden pardon all these people that testified in the on those January 6 hearings and all that stuff?
You
Because
know,
they lied.
You
and
know,
they would have
my
got caught for lying, and it would have been a problem.
No,
My
but
issue-
the left kept saying we pardoned all these people because Trump. That Trump was going to come in. He's going to do all these, terrorize all these people. Trump
Oh,
was going to
right.
be evil. So we preemptively pardoned all the people Trump would go after because they were innocent as could be, but Trump was coming. Ooh, we had to pardon them.
you know, my,
Yeah,
my-
well,
Back to
My-
2014, though, Jim. Back to 2000. Jim,
Yeah.
why
Well, no-
2014?
well, that's because that's when the Ukraine shit started. That's well,
Oh.
Fauci is pardoned back to 2004. It's very strange and not strange, very interesting, very
But why is
enlightening.
Fauci to 2014? He wasn't part of Ukraine.
Well, he was part of the biolab
Setting up
getting
the
set in
labs.
He
Ukraine.
was, yeah. He was
Oh.
involved in all of these other countries.
Yep.
Small time laboratories, which went up to or beyond biohazard level 4. Umbrella type corporation shit.
The funny thing is,
No,
they
it
could
came out of
still
wet lab.
They could still investigate, even if these people are pardoned. You could still actually like investigate and put the truth out. Hey, Biden
Yeah.
pardoned all these people. Here's proof positive that they were killers.
Yeah,
Oh,
but this
we
guy
can't
wouldn't
really
listen.
charge
This
them.
this is the type of people that don't listen, and this is the type of people that vote for those idiots.
Yeah.
Well, I think there's also a chance, like what they should be doing is there's other people tangentially involved, other
Exactly.
people that weren't pardoned. Like he didn't pardon it like that. There's that one woman who claimed that Trump grabbed the steering wheel and tried to get the beast and like climbed over the seat, attacked that was all lies.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
they can go after her because
Mhm.
she lied and she worked with and they know like Liz Cheney should have gone down because she was communicating with that woman and coordinating testimony, doing stuff without her lawyer and everything. So you can't do that,
But why aren't they going? Why aren't they drilling into this at least a little? Why not?
I'm hoping
Because they
they
got
are.
better shit to do right now, dude. They are fucking like I
I
heard this
know.
week they're going after the Department of Education. Is that true, Jim? Is that like the
Yeah,
big
but-
rumor this week?
No, they're digging into all that stuff, but that's different than like it's different. Like the Justice Department should be handling. Like there's a lot of things. Like hopefully, I don't know if Harmeet Dillon got confirmed or not yet. She was supposed to head up the Civil Rights Division for the DOJ, and she'll be great because she'll start going after these leftist prosecutors and leftist judges and all these left,
Right.
whatever, and for infringing on other people's civil rights. You can't
How
selectively
long?
prosecute people just because you disagree with them politically and stuff like that.
My issue with this video, that this ham with eyeballs, as someone has put it before me, is this video of his is 10 minutes and 9 seconds long. He thinks his opinion is worth anything, and therefore he overvalues himself as a result. I mean, like this fucking guy is saying, Trump's end draws near, and it's like it's a lot of the same speculation. And it's like you just have an opinion. There's a lot of sweeping change going on, and a lot of you outright refuse to acknowledge that some of the things going on is actually good. And people will say, "Oh, well, people who are rich, they're detached from reality because they don't live on the ground level with the rest of us." But that almost is implied enough as an assertion, because of the fact that these guys are so detached, and a lot of these leftists that do want to be outspoken, a lot of them do seem to be financially responsible somehow, or they're banking off of programs they probably shouldn't be anywhere near. And so these guys, they think, oh, well, it's okay that inflation, blah, blah, blah. I'm not affected by it. Meanwhile, like people are struggling and they want to say there's nothing wrong. It's like, all right, well, I mean, where does your food come from? Farmers, right? What's going on with them? Do you guys have a problem with Bill Gates being a majority landowner when it comes to farmland? Do you guys have a problem with shit being sprayed into the fucking atmosphere? Do you guys have a problem with, tariffs working or not? This, that, and yeah. So it's like, I don't value this guy's opinion, just like I don't value people's opinion on January 6th, like all these lefty guys, because every government building in the country is owned by the taxpayer. We're allowed to go wherever we want. And people in this country that oppose you outright, publicly or otherwise, they'll tell you, well, you don't really have that many rights. And even worse, like we've gotten to a point with this country where it's become practically criminalized to try to form a militia to overthrow whatever government you think is corrupt. Like it's our right as an American to do all the shit that these leftists oppose. That's why I don't value half these fucking people. I'm more fine with them expiring before it's their time, It's disgusting. This guy's video shouldn't be 10 minutes long. He's just resigned to just making a post saying, I'm frustrated. Like, that's it. No one gives a fuck, dude. You're an idiot.
Well, yeah, Kevin, I do demand for investigations. I want the truth. I think the American people are owed the truth. I think a lot of, starting with JFK. What happened with JFK? Why did the CIA kill him?
Magic bullet. Magic bullet. No excuse, Jim.
I like
You
what
gotta
Doc
follow
says.
Ethan-
I like what
You're in
Doc
comic
says too.
state,
An
you have to
insurrection,
follow Ethan's order.
an insurrection without
dictate.
guns. Liberal logic. Yeah. I mean,
I can tell everyone to maybe go check out Dave's store. He's got some awesome new shirts and mugs and glasses and cups and other things available over there at the my store, FDFA6H creatorspring.com, and newest creations of Jim. Not
Check
Jim didn't
out.
create them, but creations of Jim, not that Jim create.
for the
oh,
newest
man.
Jim creations, right?
Just Jim create. Not Jim didn't create anything.
Jim don't create shit.
They're Jim-tastic.
Tell you what.
I don't know, but
Hey, Jim, have you ever seen the movie Soldier with Kurt Russell?
yeah,
I saw that today for the first time, dude. I was like, holy shit, why did I never hear about this movie? This was good.
yeah, it's a good movie.
Yeah, it's weird too. Like, it's, Russell's always like the funny, charming guy when he speaks. He has like 5 lines in this whole fucking movie. Doesn't say a goddamn thing, but it's great. I enjoyed the hell out of that movie.
Back to what I was thinking. Now, what was I? Oh yeah. So let's hear what this guy's gonna say because it's I don't know.
Ed, those people are on Donald Trump's hands. So it's come to a biblical proportions now, I feel. I mean, not only academically has he committed crimes against humanity, which we've discussed, removing people
What
from
crime?
nutrition
Academically?
programs, from cutting caps on medication so people will die by not getting the medication.
Caps on medication. He can't
It's got to
control.
be all the. It's got to be all the scare tactics, though. Oh my God, look what he's cutting. U.S. aid. That's aid to all hungry people in the world. Oh no.
They did not,
Meanwhile, it's trafficking
they-
children.
but they did not stop any food aid whatsoever. That was part of it. It's like no food aid.
Yeah.
Food aid comes along with giving the United States your children.
Yeah, but this whole fucking thing is they just lie constantly and they keep getting caught in lies and they just change the lie to something else.
Because they just keep talking. You just have to keep talking in today's society. And people say, well, they didn't deny it. They didn't back down when you said they were lying. They must be telling the truth. They wouldn't keep saying these things if they weren't telling the truth, right? It was on the internet. It must be true.
Yeah.
Some people haven't been around the internet very long,
No, they haven't.
seemingly.
I don't know. I wonder where this guy's getting this information. Some Facebook group, you think? Or is he just sitting in his house, staring at a liquor
Cult
bottle?
of the television.
Well, unfortunately, a lot of people on the left say, well, where are you guys getting your facts about, oh, this is a big problem. Oh, it's not, it's like somebody on the left saying, why do you care about men and women's sports? There's only like 6 men ever in women's sports. There's never
That's
been
not
more
true.
than that. I know. Did you see the video, Jim, where the guy was scrolling and it was like 1,400 names of men who were in women's sports? Because people won't click the link. I'm playing the video for you, and 1,400 names go by, and it's men in women's sports.
What
Yeah, they don't,
the hell?
Even if it was 6, it's
1,400.
too fucking many.
Well, yes, and that was
We're
Dane's argument, by the
talking-
way, Dave. Though he said it's only 6. No, it's a hell of a lot more than 6. But I love the thing on X today where the guy was actually showing the awards. Because remember, just a little while ago, they said 600 men took awards from 800 women in women's sports. So, and that was the stat that said, yeah, there are this many people and they displaced this many women in sports. But somebody like Dane says, well, there's only like 6 ever men
Well,
in
shame on
women's
the
sports.
women shame on the women for even fucking going out there. Fuck them.
I know.
Like,
What the hell?
walk
Yeah.
away.
Come on.
Yeah, Dave, you know that there was one who at least one woman, one young woman who stood out from the crowd and said, I'm not going to,
Compete.
jump into the swimming pool with this
Dude,
guy pretending
Yep.
to be a woman. And she suffered She was kicked off the team or whatever the hell it was.
Good. Good.
It was that Riley Gaines,
Political
right?
persecution.
Well, she wasn't kicked off, but others suffered a lot of kickback.
Yeah, that's okay though. These women all need to take a stand for their sports. If they care about their sports, get the fucking men out of it. Don't compete. Don't give them a platform to compete in.
And besides, would you rather take bronze in a competition you know you can't win, or you feel that you can't win, or would you instead rather be lauded by a potentially political party that's trying to champion your shit that would get you all these sponsorships for other things? Like, you don't need to be around these fucking delusional losers and feeding into it. You're just a nameless bitch. That's all you are, you dumb bitch.
You're just another fucking asshole in the system that's making it. And I don't know how Title IX can even work anymore, Jim. I don't understand it. If there's men there, isn't it ruining the whole Title IX argument that these women deserve the same amount as men? Because there ain't no fucking men in it or women in it. It's all men.
The problem is it is so backward now, with Biden basically getting rid of Title IX, and now they're struggling to bring Title IX back. And then you had that vote in the Senate where all the Democrats as a block voted against even hearing the case about men and women's sports, because it takes 60 people in the Senate to agree to hear about something. And the Republicans don't have 60 because, they kept counting and counting and counting and counting. And as they counted more during the election, the Republican numbers went down. Anyways, be that as it may, they can't even talk about it because the Democrats, to a person, including the crazy Fetterman guy who wears like stretch pants because he can't do anything else, even he voted against women's rights. Jesus fucking Christ.
With a big ass goiter on the back of his fucking neck, right?
Well, and if I remember correctly, Fetterman even put out some video where he petitioned Trump to let trans people back in the military. Fuck off, dude.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
No,
well, there's some judge trying to tell him he can't kick them out, which he can't. It's all these judges too. It's getting crazy. They got to start impeaching judges. So I'm hoping.
But the problem is they're winning too many of the cases, though, Jim. Is the problem.
They're winning them at preliminary injunction and stuff stages. They're not. Everything that's gone past the TRO stage or whatever, they've lost.
Yeah.
And Trump's won like immediately. Like that Hampton Dellinger guy, as soon as they made it a permanent order and said, "Oh, it's a permanent order," whatever, like immediately a 3-judge panel in the D.C. Circuit Court of Appeals said, "No, he's fired," and that's it.
Right.
There's, the president. The Constitution is
very clear,
very short. It says the executive branch, the power of the executive branch, is vested in a president.
Yeah,
that's it.
It is clear.
He is the I mean, people go, "Oh, we don't have a king." We do have a king. We have a king for 4 years, and his powers are limited by the Constitution. He doesn't get to like sentence people to have trials. He's not the judge of trials. A king used to do that. Yeah. He doesn't get to do that. We have a judiciary. He doesn't get to just make the laws on his own. We have a legislative branch, and he can veto. It's all set up in the Constitution. The Supreme Court didn't say that. The Supreme Court actually said, Chris, what the Supreme Court said was they just decided not to remove the stay and ordered the lower court to clarify exactly what money needed to be paid out to who, because it was just like pay them all. And so then it turns out that a lot of the money ain't going to get paid out because none of these people ever provided any documentation or proof they were owed money.
Right.
They were just saying, pay us money.
Well, and did the whole contract thing where, but your contract was canceled. So
correct.
You have a contract.
Yeah. So, but the Supreme Court didn't necessarily say that. The Supreme Court basically said, no, this needs to get flushed out a little more here. Send it back down. Wait, because they said the time expired, and then the guy immediately did it, and so it's going to get back up there. They're going to have, and the 4 justices were basically about to just yeet the entire thing, and it's by end of summer, I predict there's going to be a ruling out of the Supreme Court that says the president is the executive branch, and anyone who's employed in the executive branch works for the president. And the president gets to decide. Now, the president can't just.
Why do we need the Supreme Court to tell us what's already in the fucking Constitution?
Because the lesser court judges are stamping all over and saying, "But I'm a federal judge that Biden appointed 3 months ago."
They don't get to write law either, though, Mark. They don't get to write law.
But they get to slam their gavel, and people think that they have authority, so they don't know any better, so they think they do have the authority.
The implication.
Yeah. But technically, like, maybe Congress needs to start taking away there's only one court in the
right.
There is one Supreme Court,
right?
And then all these other courts are established by Congress as allowed in Article 3. But Congress gets to determine what those courts can hear, what their authority is. They don't get to decide. Like, people always say, like, oh, we have 3 branches of government. There's co-equal branches, and this. That's like, no, that's not a co-equal branch. That's an inferior court. No. The Supreme Court is a co-equal branch.
Checks and balances.
All the other judges are not the Supreme Court. They're not a co-equal branch. They're part of
the federal courts. It's all they are.
Yeah, they're federal courts. They're part of the judiciary, but they are not part of the judicial branch of the government. They are Article 3 courts.
Yeah. They're here to listen to regional parts of the country's federal crimes, so that it doesn't have to go all the way to the Supreme Court every time. They're not here to fucking make laws and change law, but by God, they think they can. And next thing you know, we're waiting 2 years for it to maybe go to the Supreme Court if they even want to hear it, and then it becomes some weird law.
Well, and that's what worries me about it, though, is that now I know the TRO stuff and all that. I'm just worried that some of these are going to get lost by the wayside because, oh, it's just one little bitty thing. One brand new judge in the lower federal court said this, and we're going to ignore it. And it's those little bits biting away at it that bother me. I want all of it thrown out.
Well, there's a lot of things like I would like to be answered. Like, you have these lower court judges, like in all the federal court judges that aren't the Supreme Court justices. There's language that says they only serve during good behavior. What is good behavior? Is good behavior following the Constitution? Is good behavior not making political, ruling politically? So who gets to decide that? Who says you're not serving a good behavior? You're out. Because it doesn't. It says it's different. It doesn't say, like, it says, like, you can impeach a president for high crimes and misdemeanor. You can impeach the Supreme Court justices for high crimes and misdemeanors. It doesn't say that for the lower court judges.
Well,
I mean, obviously you can't impeach them.
They've said they've never actually implemented that law against any of these federal judges. No one's ever used the doing it right kind of clause, because nobody knows who has the authority to fire him. There's always a superior judge to you. No matter what judge there's a presiding judge of a state, there's a presiding judge of a county, whatever it is. All these federal judges, they don't just work for themselves. There's somebody over them.
Well, that's the thing, is they're like, it should be like the presiding judge of a district or presiding judge of a courtroom, or like basically they're the Supreme Court justice who oversees that district should be the one handling it and saying your step. Like, I would think that if Chief Justice Roberts decided somebody in the DC, because he oversees DC Circuit Court, if he decided somebody was not serving good behavior, he could remove them, I would think.
Right, but no one apparently has ever done that.
Right, but who else can can Congress, just a simple vote of Congress, remove them because they're not in good behavior? What's the standard?
Because you need 60 votes to.
Do you? Does it say that?
Probably not, but maybe you do. Is the problem?
Because Congress can remove people from Congress by a simple majority.
which is actually kind of mind blowing, by the way.
Well,
why have we not seen that? You know, I mean,
well, generally they don't.
I can tell you why, because there's a bunch of fucking cocksuckers around there that's just like complete.
Well, here's another thing: like Nancy Pelosi stripped a bunch of Republicans of committees. When Nancy Pelosi was Speaker of the House, she would strip Republicans. You got no committees, no committees, no committees. She did it to Marjorie Taylor Greene. She did it to another. I can't think of another guy, and then she did it to Santos. And when is that going to come back around? Like, does that guy Green who did all the shit, and then they were singing all in the thing? Maybe someone should say, "Yeah, you're nice."
What about AOC?
You know, AOC, all these people start, you know, Jasmine Crockett, all the shit that she's doing. Just like, yeah, you can't be on any committees. You act crazy.
I'll take her. I'll take her if no one else will. I mean,
well, she might have a problem because her communication director.
Chris does ask, didn't they use that on Al Franken? They did, right?
No, Al Franken was a senator. He resigned. They just pressured him out. Like the Senate's a little different. Like, plus the Senate, in my opinion, the original Constitution, the way the Constitution was set up originally, before the 22nd or 23rd Amendment, whatever it was, that said that senators would be elected by vote, where they were basically
Appointed.
the senators are supposed to represent the states' rights, and the House, the people's house, is the House of Representatives, represents the people. The Senate is not supposed to represent the people; it's supposed to represent the state.
So were
Because
they
it's a pact.
appointed by the state government?
Yes.
That
Yes.
They
elected?
were appointed, or the state would set up how it was. Like usually, they were voted on by the House, the legislature of the state. Like the governor would recommend somebody that would vote and say, okay, this would be the senator. Because why that was awesome is because they could recall them. Like if the senator did something the state legislature didn't like, it was like, oh, you're out. We're putting somebody else.
Yep.
So it was the state that had the control.
Which is what I said we need to get back to.
It should, because that's what's fucked up here is we have this popularity contest, and that's why people don't realize. They go, why do we only have 2 senators in California, and why does this other state have 2 senators, and these people, there's all these people and 2 senators. Like, no, fuckhead, because senators represent the state.
They
They
didn't
don't
go through.
represent.
Yeah, they didn't sit through that class in high school. I mean, Jesus
Well,
Christ.
they don't teach.
Neither
that
did
class
I,
in high
but I
school
learned
anymore.
after the fact.
They didn't teach you that in high school?
I left 2
okay.
years early.
Oh, I think I
I-
did that. I think we did that in 8th grade when I was a kid. Like,
I won't jump into it, but personal reasons.
I am the Senate. I am the Senate. I am the Senate.
Cheers, Strange.
So we have this story here. Let's see. Working.
look at that cool background. Holy shit. That's
That's
awesome.
awesome, right? Is that
I like
working?
it. I like it.
Background?
That is working. So this is Johnny Sanchez was shot and killed in L.A. when he went outside and confronted 2 men who were breaking into a car. Both killers are in our country illegally and have a long criminal history. Sanchez leaves behind a wife and 2 children.
Dirty Sanchez.
Just cleaning up the mess.
Wait a minute. So the fire truck just drove by and these guys are robbing a car right here, right now?
Are they robbing it live?
Yeah. Oh my God! And that was a fire truck. Why? And they didn't stop or nothing.
So potentially they could have called from the car and said, "We're being robbed. Please send." And then
They
they
could have
said, "Well,
stopped
go
and
ahead
said,
and
"Yo,
send the
what's
fire
up?"
department,
Yeah.
not the cops."
So we have this story too, because basically when Biden administration refused to do anything about all the people that were protesting and threatening Supreme Court justices, it's all crime. You're not allowed to protest or do anything to a federal judge to try and sway their opinion on a case. That's basically the terrorism.
illegal.
Basically, it's illegal. But they let them get away with it. They did it. That whole for year in Biden, they did nothing. And the reason was because they're trying to scare people, and it seems like they have successfully scared Amy Coney Barrett.
Pull up the pup.
What?
Pull up the pup, Dave.
It's okay.
Yeah. There
So-
you go.
So who is this?
Amy Coney Barrett. She's the one that Trump. There was
Good
another
dog,
one
good
called that he was looking at appointing instead of her. She was slightly older, and she was a Cuban lady from Florida who would have been way better. Her name is like Ligura.
Yeah, but we thought she was going to be good too with 5 kids.
But there was people saying, but she's got 7 kids, 2 are adopted from Africa, so should have known. But anyway, Amy Coney Barrett isn't what the conservative legal movement expected. The Supreme Court's second newest justice is proving herself to be a non-hack to the increasing consternation of MAGA. So this is they're saying that she's, like all these leftist papers are lauding her because they want her to, do more stuff for them.
Look how cute the doggy is. Oh,
you think she's listening, Jim?
cute doggy.
No, well, she wants to be invited to all the parties, and she wants people to, like her, and she doesn't want to.
Doggy. Oh my God. Look at that cute doggy.
Strange is just happy to be here.
Doggy. Hello, doggy. so
You ruined the show, Woody. You
It's
ruined
so
the show.
cute. Oh, it's a cute doggy. Oh my god. Sorry, back to the.
Yeah.
I love this guy.
Yeah.
Look,
So
Strange
she
has
wants to be
hearts in his
invited to
eyes
all the
looking at that
parties, but
dog.
she's got 7 kids to fucking raise. Like, stay home. Stay home. Cook some dinner for your
Who,
kids.
the dog or her? Oh, sorry.
Barrett. Yeah.
I'm only halfway I'm only halfway joking. I'm aware of who Amy Coney Barrett is.
My only hope for her is she did have some great dissents when she was in the Court of Appeals on gun cases. So I'm hoping that she holds that true and that we actually get some nice,
So cute.
6-3 wins, 5-4 wins.
well, some 5-4 wins saying like the Gun Control Act of 1964 or 68 is illegal, is unconstitutional. That would be great. That would be great. Maybe the Hughes Amendment. But yeah, so
That's a good girl. That's a good girl. Go on. Go lay down.
So cute.
Go lay down. Ruined it.
Yeah, so she
He's tripping me
sucks.
out saying all this shit about the dog, man.
It's a cute doggy. It's a cute doggy. Yeah.
What is this? Translation.
You guys see
Violence, illegal.
Kanye's new outfit he's selling?
Perfect.
Yeah. This new outfit.
Where's Strange
he's
go?
selling.
He take himself out or what?
Oh, it looks like he just maybe his internet went out.
Oh, what? Oh, pull that fucking yaoi shit off of there. Pull that yay back up. Go ahead. Just go ahead. Go with it, Jim.
So we have this
From
here,
yay to
Eric July's famous
YGC.
friends that use him for meetups and convention tables. They have much more important things to do than correct Eric's record. Okay. This is all these people. They're not posting about Eric. They're posting about other stuff like neurotic. Probably why.
Oh,
Eric's
the big
mad.
YouTubers that aren't supporting him and stuff.
Yeah, this is what he's talking. This is what he's talking about. Neurotic, talking about critical drinkers. Talking about Winds of Winter.
Yeah, why would they ever talk about his
comics
shit?
that they don't want to review, right? Because then they'll get sucked into that, because that's their excuse. Well, we've never reviewed comics on our show, so why would we start now? Okay.
So here, we're going to read this article. Here. So this is about the offset the $2 billion wasted by DC judge Amir Hatem Mahdi Ali. So this is a judge who has only been a judge for two months. They pushed him through, and like this is why the Republicans, Mitch McConnell and these other people should be castigated, because they did not stop this from happening. They allowed, from the time Trump won until the time he was sworn in, they let Biden push through judges like fucking crazy. Like 60
Really?
something. Yeah. Oh, fuck yeah. They let him just go hog wild appointing judges. They should have put the brakes on immediately. Like, you see how the Democrats are delaying every appointment Trump makes, making it take an extra week here, 2 weeks there. They could have did that. They could have threw up roadblocks and slowed it down.
But and a lot of those judges are the ones that actually were filing all these TROs as well.
Correct. It's all
every
these
time they
judges
say, "Oh, this judge who was just appointed, back on December 16th." Oh my God! Come on.
Oh, hey, look who's finally decided to show up in the chat, Mr. Stimulated
cynically stimulated. Yeah.
So the
I
Supreme
guarantee
Court's
you stimulating now. Man.
So the Supreme Court's recent decision to allow activist DC judge Amir Hatem Mahdi Ali. I know this guy also is a Canadian. He wasn't born in America. He's a Canadian.
And almost all of the ones that have been doing this have been, they've been in
born,
the United States for 3 years?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He's born in Canada. That judge that did all the stuff, what was it? The one Judge Chutkin or whatever. Chutkin. She was born like from Haiti or something like that, or Dominican, some other country.
So you don't have to be American born to be a federal judge.
And that is the funny thing, only the president has to be born here, and all these judges that are doing the stuff, they're all Egyptian raised, or it's crazy.
Yeah, it's weird. Like, I don't understand it. Like, even like Congress, you don't.
So we're turning into
just,
fucking Europe right now. We're giving up
Yeah.
our country to activist fucking people from other countries that want to see us destroyed. They hate us.
Yeah, right here. Supreme Court's recent decision to allow an activist DC judge
They want to change
spend
us.
$2 billion in foreign aid against the president's objections of blatant judicial sabotaging of the presidential's core Article 2 executive powers and a dangerous misuse of taxpayer funds. Ali, a 39-year-old Canadian citizen with radical left-wing ties, has effectively undermined the president's constitutional authority as commander-in-chief over national security priorities. Now, I don't know how a Canadian citizen is a federal judge.
I don't either. How could it connect? Is he dual citizenship? Maybe
there has to be more to it than that. You at least do have to be a citizen. I would.
No,
think.
but I mean, you would have to renounce any other citizenship.
Right,
You couldn't be a dual citizen.
You
and be
should have to.
You know, you have
a
to swear an
federal
oath.
judge.
Yeah,
Yes.
you would think. You know, this rogue and radical decision paves the way for dangerous misuse of taxpayer money, including funding terrorism, undermining national interests, and placing the power of the presidency in jeopardy. Yet 5 justices on the Supreme Court allowed this, disregarding the president's rightful authority to ensure that taxpayer dollars are not spent on waste, fraud, or abuse, including funding the murders of Americans by Hamas terrorists. We cannot allow this reckless decision to stand.
Well, and this is what bothers me, because even if it is just TRO state, it sounds like they're winning. And I don't like this. It sounds like, oh, Trump is losing all the time. The federal judges are going against him.
Right.
I don't like that.
Well, it's because they're trying to build a narrative because they're that, oh, this is wrong, because they're trying, because right now it's like a 70% of the public is in favor of what Doge is doing and Elon Musk, and they're in favor of what's going on. So they're trying to swing it.
Isn't
against
Trump
it,
like
be
over 60% approval
Oh,
right
yeah,
now?
yeah.
too?
But they're trying to switch. They're doing shit like this and getting these stories on her because they're trying to, hey, look who it is.
What's up,
Kick
lady?
him
What's up,
right
son?
now. Kick him.
Kick
He already
Cynic,
talked.
kick Cynic.
Kick him.
Okay, yep. That
Ladies.
was enough.
He came in. He came in just for this. Just for this.
That's right.
There you go.
Self-destruct
Well,
knows what-
Cynic was actually
knows
doing
what
that
Daddy
himself
likes.
on his own. That's where he said he was going to be. So I guess he finished early, huh, Cynic?
I never even
Yeah, but he
talked to
came
you.
double-handed.
Yeah, never even
What
talked to
I'm,
you, Mark. Now you're
what
just
I'm really
lying.
confused about too is like they're finding all this money that's waste and fraud and abuse and all this other stuff, and they're identifying it and they're trying to stop the payments. But then you got these Republicans in the Congress, in the House, and in the Senate who are just trying to go like, we're just going to pass a continuing resolution to keep spending the same money. It's like, no, that doesn't solve anything.
So
Stop.
Because they don't care.
How about we sweep all these fucking foreign-born judges out of our fucking judiciary?
Please.
I don't like this at
Please?
all. I do not like this at all. This is scarier than anything we've talked about all night. I thought they had to be American citizens at least.
To be a judge? Nuh-uh.
To be a federal
citizen, yes.
fucking judge.
Nope, they don't.
Federal
No.
judge.
They
Fuck
should.
Federal
their
judge.
But they
fucking
don't.
asses out.
Yeah.
Who has?
Why, Cynic? You tell me.
I'm not. No, I'm saying they don't have to be. They should be. But no, they don't have to be. Which is, I agree.
America was founded by.
I don't know if I could play this on here.
I mean, that's
American
like
founded by. Yeah, I don't think so, Jeff.
that's like congressmen having dual citizenship.
Fuck
Yeah,
that
I don't
shit.
think-
You
I
know,
don't think
and
that-
they're like, our greatest ally is not Canada.
Yeah, it's not Canada that they have dual citizenship usually.
Oh, wow, look at this. Democrat Senator Chris Murphy has left his
Hey, we got
wife
me pumped up.
for
I'm sorry, Jim.
for Tara McGowan, who runs a large Democrat propaganda sites purported to be local news. One of the Democrat Party's most notable digital media leaders is dating one of the party's most media-friendly lawmakers. According to a Washington Democrat and pointed Instagram post, Tara McGowan, the CEO of the network of digital media sites known as Courier Newsroom, has been linked to Connecticut Senator Chris Murphy, who recently separated from his wife. McGowan posted a selfie of the duo last week on a private Instagram caption, "Not postponing joy," which was shared with Semaphore. In recent months, Murphy has been one of the most visible Democratic lawmakers speaking out against President Donald Trump and Elon Musk in television and digital media interviews, and posting his own vertical videos across social media. Taking a page out of media playbook that McGowan and other Democrats' digital strategists have pushed since Trump's victory in November. McGowan did not return requests for comments, and Murphy's office declined. So he's fucking a digital fucking media person, and that's why he's all over the place with digital media.
I keep watching the part where this dog is on screen. Well, I just had her sister on screen, so you missed that. Who's this guy with the cheetah?
Oh, that's you can read about it here. It says Courier Newsroom. Courier Newsroom is it's a nonprofit, so it's probably getting government money too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, 501c4. Yeah, so it's probably getting USAID money. Yeah, so that's probably why. Oh, that's why Chris Murphy's all upset about it because it's cutting off part of his money.
Right.
Yeah, it says McGowan is receiving criticism from both the left and the right of how Courier Newsroom operates, with critics alleging that some of her operations is driven by political agendas intended to manipulate unwitting readers. Yeah, go figure. That's what the Democrats do. I don't understand how they could be a charity, 501c4, and be able to do political stuff. Seems like you're not supposed to do that, but maybe it's the wrong type of charity. I don't know. Let's go. I gotta find some better stories here. So then we don't want to listen to that guy. We got this. We can't do this, and don't get this. Oh, this is a story. I don't know if you guys know. You guys know who Keanu Thompson is? She's in the New York Post because this guy Jason Scoop here, who does the Trump impressions and stuff, and I don't know if you saw him. He was harassing Alec Baldwin and Robert De Niro. Well, it turns out, I guess, before she was dating or married to Gino Biscagni, she dated this guy, and I guess she says he beat her up. It's weird that it comes out now when this supposedly happened in 2019, right? Like, I don't know. Are they? Yeah, I'm not political, is what she says. Why now?
Okay, can I mention two things?
Sure.
Keanu Thompson sucks, for one.
Okay.
IRL.
Okay.
And
Okay.
the second thing is when I looked up Zionist Jewish vampires with AI creating the art. Oh, Zionist Jewish vampire prostitutes. It created a very, like a facsimile of her. I was like, whoa. And I think I tweeted that at her, and she didn't like it or anything.
Well,
she's a comedian, and I think it's perfectly in league to make fun of comedians. Right?
God, if this is true, I will love Trump till I die. If he does
Trump
this.
has said he wants to shut down the education department, the federal education department.
Right. There's no reason. All they do is it's just more people. Basically, the federal government sets up all these things where you get these other people that are just sucking off the government taking money.
They're collecting the state money and giving back the states what they think they deserve and telling them what they have to fucking teach to get the money.
It's pathetic. It's double, triple, quadruple.
It's like federal tax. I mean, it's like state tax. Or federal taxes get taken in the state. They send them to the feds.
And the result is unacceptable.
The results are terrible. Yeah. Our education system is a joke, Mark.
In math, worldwide, or whatever the hell, just. I don't have children myself, so.
This is why
I got
so many people are so mad about it, because they're just taking opportunity away from kids that don't have it. So billionaires, kids of billionaires, they have it. They go to private schools. Everyone else, 90%, go to public schools.
Okay, that's the problem. See, so that's why we should have vouchers so that those other kids have a chance to go to a private school and get a good education. They shouldn't be trapped going to teachers.
Also, Mark or Jim, schools should compete for you to have to want to go there. They shouldn't just exist and you have to go there because you live in a fucking zip code.
Like in Asian countries.
Yeah. Compete for my business, bitch.
Yeah. Cheers.
Fuck. Yeah, I don't get it.
I went to private school for 1 year. It was a private Catholic school, and afterwards my father had a snafu with the business he was employed at, right?
Sure.
These guys are a bunch of fucking quitters, fuck them motherfucking all that shit.
Right.
Because they wanted him to take on a higher role beyond his station, right? And he just couldn't handle it. So I stopped going to that school, and I still had all these people, coming to me like, "Hey, what happened? What happened? Where'd you go?" Went back to public school, man, and it was shit. I was 3 years ahead of everyone in public school from 1 year of private school, which was very stressful, to be honest. But private Catholic school, right? Which was very stressful, to be honest. But which was riddled with drugs, to be honest.
Is she a union leader, Jim? Is that why she's crying
Oh,
so
yeah,
much?
she's the head of the teachers union. It's Randy Weingart.
She should rot in hell.
She's the one who said the schools had to stay closed and all that stuff.
She should rot in hell.
Oh God, the schools should stay closed.
Shifting all of the PDFs from place to place and all of that, covering up.
Oh no.
Worse than the Catholic Church, Mark. That's how bad they are. Yep.
As I understand it, they are worse.
Yes, the stats are worse, way worse. Cynic knows.
Well, Cynic perpetrated most of it, so he would know.
What are you talking about?
Oh, never mind, Cynic. Just
too far,
shake your head and say, "Yep."
Just say, "I agree."
No, I don't play that. I don't play that pedo shit. Not even with a joke.
Well, how do you know we were talking about pedos? Why would you assume
You were talking
that?
because you were talking about the Catholic Church, and
We're talking about schools.
Yeah, and you said that the occurrences of that sort of stuff happens more in schools than it does in Catholic churches.
So you were listening, you lying sack of shit.
Hey, so he comes in here and says, "What are you guys talking about?" You knew what we were talking about. What you talking about, Willis?
What you talking about, Willis? Oh man, I don't know, man. I think Trump needs to shut it down, break the union, and make all these schools earn our fucking business.
That's like another 100 cases before federal judges who are going to stand his way, though. I don't know how he's going to get through any of this.
I just want to point this out. This
Jim,
is going to be
how hard would it be for him to break up the student or the Department of Education?
Well, they could do a lot of stuff with the director, but I think to actually to get rid of it, you would need Congress to go along with it.
Now,
when you could direct that, that the Secretary of Education could do a lot of stuff to make a lot of changes interagency wise. You know what I mean? Because a lot of it's all just set up by the agency. It's not like passed by Congress.
Could you say, hey, if you're getting federal funds at a public school, you cannot have a union representation in your school because you're getting federal money?
I don't know. I don't think you could do that right now because I think there is a federal. I think there's federal laws allowing them to establish. Like there's, there's actually the president. What Trump should do is he should revoke the executive order that gave federal employees the right to unionize, because that was an executive order. And now sign that executive order.
Federal employees?
No, not teachers. At least I'm saying that's federal employees, but teachers are state and government employees.
But they're getting money from the feds. And that money supports the union because the fucking teachers pay the union.
Well, what about
Washington, D.C.?
Washington, D.C., they should revoke its home rule and bring it back under Congress like it should be.
Yes.
There's absolutely no reason for them to have a mayor at all or a city council or anything.
It's not. It's the District of Columbia. It's fucking Puerto Rico, dude. That's what it is. No representation in Congress. Nothing.
Which honestly, I think they could easily, if this were a Democratic government currently, I think they were, Democratic political party government. I think they would declare it. Puerto Rico is a 51st state, or Washington D.C. is a 51st, and then Puerto Rico is a 52nd, and it's full Democrat from there on. It's just
they can't. The problem is
Washington D.C. Very close. That's what I'm just trying to say.
Washington D.C. would take a constitutional amendment because it's in the Constitution that Washington D.C. is it's establishing the District of Columbia. It's not a part of a state. The whole thing is in the Constitution. To change that, you have to amend the Constitution. So D.C. is out. Like they keep saying that, but unless you're going to get a constitutional amendment, and there's no way that's going to get ratified by the right number of states. Now the problem with Puerto Rico is they've offered them numerous times.
They don't want it.
they don't want it. They don't want to be a state. They're happy the way it is. Why? I don't know.
Their
But that's what it would.
territory, yeah.
Right. They get some benefits, some stuff for being a territory. But I mean, we have other territories too. Like, why did Hawaii become a state? Like, Hawaii's tiny and there's hardly any people there. Like, why is Hawaii a state? When we have other we have Guam, we have the Solomon Islands, we have Wake Island, we have all these other Pacific, the American Samoans, all these
Alabama.
islands that,
Guam.
We got Alabama. We could
those
make that a state.
basically all those Pacific territories should have been grouped together as one state. It should have been like Pacifico, the state of Pacifico or something, like in
Right.
Yeah. I
but
can see
anyway,
that.
that's fine.
Cynic's
Pacifico.
super distracted tonight.
Yeah. But so they're getting ready to pull down this Battle Brick Road 2 campaign. This is the cover
he
that
did
Ethan
well.
did. That
Really
Ethan
well.
did.
Did
So
very fucking well.
yeah, so it's a nice cover.
Ethan's pushing 800,000 on Cyberfrog 3 now.
Yeah.
And then he's going to release 3 more covers when they get to 800,000.
Yeah, this is a very, this is basically a modern take-ish on, the Wizard of Oz and all that with different stuff. But I think it's very good. The first one was very good. I liked it. This
Can you
isn't a
still
Rippaverse
get the
kind.
first one?
Oh, yeah, you can still buy the first one. You can still buy the first one from his website, battlebrickroad.com. But yeah,
link is in the
he
chat.
did.
Yeah.
He did well.
yeah, you could still get Battle Brick Road 1 for $27.99.
And that is all Eric Weathers' own writing, right?
Yeah, this is Eric Weathers.
I don't know who did the art myself, but that is all Eric Weathers' writing. Eric Weathers, who had done all the lettering for just about 70
Every main book, yeah.
all CP books.
Yeah, he does all the lettering.
Something like that.
He's also famous for the Rippaverse lettering too.
Well, they changed
He
it.
was.
They got rid of it all. They got a new lettering. They
If
got
that's
new
the
lettering.
point, very famous. From what I know, most famous for the Rippaverse.
I think that Eric Weather could probably count pages better too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet he
One is going to be on
he
this
probably would
side.
have looked and been like, "Hey,
2 on this side.
are we
Do I
sure
got
we're
to
gonna
double
go
letter
with
this shit because it's the same page on each side? Yeah, it's
Fucking
panoramic,
stupid.
dude.
So this
Dr.
is
Ben pulled that up on stream, and I'm looking at it like, wait, what?
Uh-huh.
Like unfolding it, and it's like, then you have to turn the page, and it's like, and
So
then
now
you
we
hear
got-
Eric July say on, some clip, 20-second or whatever, where he's illustrating what with a smirk on his face, saying, "Well, I was trying to go for this cinematic pan, and like."
And
It's
somebody
like,
moves
you
the
don't-
camera.
You don't do
That's so
cinematic
stupid.
pans in a fucking comic book.
Who's this guy, Jim?
This is some guy on the Julian Dory podcast. He's kind of like a dollar store Joe Rogan.
Okay.
Julian Dory, but I don't know who this guy is. This guy's claiming that Billy Carlson's Emerald Tablet claims are under fire or something. So I don't know. Dan at Blacklight sent me this, but so we got a guy with some dreadlocks who is partially black, I think, and he's going to tell us why the actual black man, Billy Carson, is a fraud. So,
You
I
think
don't
he's
know.
partially black?
This guy?
We're all
yeah, he's got
partially
these-
black, according to what Cynic said earlier about the 1% rule. It's like, yeah, we are all partially black. Jim is about half black. I can tell just by looking at him.
Yeah, from the waist down.
No, he looks too light. He looks too light in the.
But we know
glare of
Dave
his
is because obviously all those memes of Dave would not go black if Dave wasn't actually part black. Come on.
Exactly right.
He's not Joe Rogan. He's more Sean Ryan. Maybe I just was, more. Anyway, let's see here.
I have over 20 years experience. I came from I have a background in the music industry, which is run on IPR, intellectual property. It's not about selling music. It's about the rights of the music, and the music industry is really about lawsuits. It's run by the lawyers. So cease and desists are nothing new to me. I've received hundreds of them, and I've sent out hundreds of them dealing with artists and musical rights. But yeah, he threatened to.
So we got a guy who's in the music industry is going to tell us why Billy Carson, who supposedly went to Harvard and all this stuff and studied and could read fucking tablets, and why he's not. That's the guy. That's Hootie and the Blowfish guy. He's Hootie and the Blowfish. Oh, okay. So this is the guy Julian Dory podcast. I don't know why his hat needs sunglasses, but I guess maybe his hat can't see.
Future looks bright.
You really shouldn't be wearing a hat and sunglasses because a hat's made to keep sun out of your eyes.
Well, if you put the glasses on top of the hat, what does that mean? That you're super cool?
Yeah, like this. He ought to put a hat on the hat.
It means he's prepared.
Yeah.
Could put a little hat somewhere.
Buy a hat for your
if the
hat.
hat blows off, the glasses are going with them. So he's not that prepared. He's a fucking.
Also, those glasses are terrible.
They're horrible.
Those are horrible sunglasses. You look
So
like
let's
a
see.
douche.
Let's see what's going on.
Really dislike.
Hey guys, if you're not subscribed, please smash that subscribe button.
Wait, is this the same guy?
Brush your hair.
What is this gay looking promo stuff where he's like
comb your
she's
hair.
got a shower guy. She's got a shower guys. Don't look cute. It's like
Just got done working out, bro.
Are you wearing a sweatshirt
I'm just
vest?
sweaty.
I don't
This
know.
dude wearing a sweatshirt vest. Huge Egypt guy. I don't like this guy.
He's wearing a fucking short sleeve hoodie. Oh my god.
Well, Dan Blackwright sent me this, so
But we got to hear it.
Dan literally ran a guy off my show. Okay, he's not always a good person.
Oh,
who did he run off your show?
He made the one gun picture. Remember?
Did he?
Oh.
I don't remember. Can you pull it up again?
Yeah.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
I'm so amazed with people being run off of shows, right? Like,
shut the hell up.
All right, let's hear what he's got to say because it's about Billy Carson.
Someone who's saying the answer is somewhere in the middle. Never would have guessed it. Dude, it's music to my ears because all the time on this podcast across whatever topics we do, because we do every different kind of topic here, I'm always bringing up the universal law of physics, which says for every action, there's an equal but opposite reaction, which is supposed to mean it creates equilibrium in the middle. And I wish we just lived in a society. Yeah, we'll be talking about that today. I wish we just lived in a society where the pendulum swings weren't here. Like, even if they were here, that would be markedly better. And so to hear somebody like you who, let's call it what it is, like if you really want to monetize things to the max degree, you take a hard opinion in one way or the other. But if you're someone who's like, well, hold on, there's good things here, good things there, don't agree with this, don't agree with that, it can actually have the opposite effect where people are like, oh, this guy, because he doesn't appeal to my exact worldview.
Why is he wearing a 76ers hat and a Miami fucking jersey?
Thank you, Dave.
Well, that's just the thing,
I was
Julian. It's
thinking
like
the same fucking thing.
Jesus Christ, make a choice. And why are you wearing a fucking beanie inside? God damn it.
I don't know, because he's trying to be Tim Pool. I don't know.
But he's got hair.
Maybe he does. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe he went bald. Maybe I don't know.
Are you sure that's hair? Yeah, I mean that might not be hair.
This looks like rope, but I don't know.
I'm talking about the other guy.
Yeah, not this guy.
We saw him
This
come out of the
guy's
shower.
Clearly into
Oh,
corn
yeah.
real hard. This guy saw corn at Woodstock.
Yes.
everything is so polarized right now. It's either the left or the right. It's this, it's that, it's Republican,
And
it's
he dyes
Democrat,
his
it's
beard
alternative,
and
it's
hair.
mainstream. You know, I am strictly independent. I have no allegiance to either side. I'm only here for true understanding
dude,
and
cool
raising
fucking
consciousness.
story.
He's a liar. He's like Eric July already. I could tell.
Everybody
His
has
activity
some
coming out of his
form of
mouth.
fucking allegiance.
Yeah,
I'm independent. I'm not on anyone's side.
You challenge him on, you ask him a question, and you say, "Well, I challenge you on that." He goes, "Well, no, this is why." Well, then you actually have an opinion. You're not neutral, fucker.
Yeah.
Business from my
Well,
own
after
experience, from my
15
own
comments in a
in-depth
private
research, from my
chat.
own world
Holy
travels,
shit.
you know, and being able to share that with others so that ultimately, if we can help raise consciousness, the world would be a better place. You know?
Excellent. Yeah, and you were one of the OGs getting lawsuits from Billy Carson back in the day, as I understand. What happened there? Because we accidentally just got in the middle of this when we had Wes Huffin here, and then when the episode was coming out, I come at it from a very different worldview than Wes does. I don't agree with his overall standing of like where history is, but like he knows how to back things up. Billy has no idea how to back things up, and you apparently ran into problems with Billy years ago. I assume for calling out some of the yourself.
Like Billy Carson.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened, and I can really appreciate what Wes has brought to the table because it's the same, right? I was born Christian, but I'm not. I wouldn't consider myself a Christian.
Nobody's bored Christian.
They're not. You're raised
First
Christian.
thing, you're raised Christian.
Yeah.
Second of all,
I'd say he looks like
I
he might
don't
have
believe
been,
you.
He might have been born Jewish.
Yeah,
Looks at
I
him.
was about to say it.
I think he was born Yakub.
I just wish he wouldn't have dyed his hair right before he came into the studio because it is aggressively dark.
Today, I study the world's religions and the ancient religions and the
No,
mystery
you
traditions.
don't. You smoke pot.
But I
You
can
smoke
respect
fucking
his,
pot and watch
his,
YouTube videos.
How does he have
Stop
time to
lying.
study all these religions if he's making music all the time?
Yeah, exactly. This dude's a fucking liar.
Sounds a little bit like Billy Carson himself.
Does Billy Carson study music?
Fucking. I bet you he has a music.
Oh, I bet he's got a fucking record company, Jim. You know,
he probably
He
does.
has something like that.
Yes,
he probably does.
His meticulous scholarship. He's well studied. He's well versed. I mean, he has the books. He's actually reading the books. And that's the problem with Billy, where if you're positing yourself and propping yourself up as an expert, and you're appearing on these television programs or appearing at these conferences and major media outlets, and you're speaking with so much conviction, throwing all these ideas at someone who may not be familiar with them, who may be credulous and may not understand the distinctions, it's easy to kind of get over on people. And so the issue started with me and Billy. There was actually never, he threatened to sue me. He never did. He lied. He told the general public.
Don't make me flex on
Billy
you.
Carson lied.
Self-destruct.
He told the imagine that.
I would never guess it.
He literally told his audience, and this hurt me for a while. It's reasons like this why I haven't been able to progress, because if you've got a big audience, people.
So I don't know. This is starting to.
Okay.
I don't think it has censored words clicked on. I don't know. I don't have the. But this guy's starting to sound like Eric July over here talking about, oh, he threatened me. Literally. He literally told his audience to do this. It's like, man, I don't know. I'm starting to not believe this guy.
Well, he said that Billy says everything with conviction, and he's very passionate, and he gets people to go down the wrong path. Well, that's a salesman, motherfucker.
Yeah.
That somehow Billy's kept him from progress. You said Billy kept him from progressing.
You nailed it, Dave. No, you nailed it.
Yeah.
No, Dave was like, as a salesman, I can tell you that's salesman.
Dave's job, right?
Yeah.
Is to his
I
product
get
is the best product out there. Fuck every other product.
But you don't even berate the other product. You don't mention them. You just talk about yours.
Yep.
Now, and I've never heard Billy berate other people when he talks about his stuff. He just talks about what he believes in. I've never heard him say, that Randall Carlson guy, he's a fucking idiot, or Graham Hancock, he's stupid. He just says what he says. So
like if a guy was running around to saying about other people's books are late and stuff like that, and and that their books are on time, but those other people can't get their books out on time, and our shit's hot and ready and all that stuff. So that would be
I could go the opposite way too. Hey, I could go the opposite way too. Hey man, we're gonna get fucking. I heard Ethan say this yesterday on his live stream. We're gonna get fucking Cyberfrog 3 to 1 million, and we're gonna send a message. Well, how fucking long is it going to take us to get Cyberfrog 3? Was my question.
3 more years.
Jesus Christ, it's at 800,000 barely. Maybe tonight it got there.
I think it did.
I know he's doing he had like 2,300 people watching tonight. Hopefully he got
He's
that
having
5,000.
a CG intervention. Yeah.
Either way, dude. Like,
but if you're waiting for a million, it's going to take forever.
It's going to take. I'll be 74. Like. And his fucking son's going to draw the book because Ethan ain't going to be able to draw anymore. I'm just like, what the fuck? So again, though, that's Ethan selling his people to follow him. No, it doesn't, dude. Makes me an adult.
Makes me a hater,
I have rational fucking thought.
That makes us war campaign because we ask.
Nope, because I
like, can you finish one book?
I don't care if he finishes the book or not. I don't really care.
Can you put out the book I paid for in one?
I don't think you need to get to a certain point with the book and then go, well, shit, we're only $200,000 away. If we get to 800,000, I guaranteed my chat I'm going to release 3 new covers. So that'll get us to 825. And then we'll do this. And then, well, I'm telling you, the day it hits 1 million, those fucking books better be shipping out the goddamn door. They better be ready to go, Mark. I'm just saying, man.
Yeah, I know.
Not gonna happen.
But that's what Billy Carson does, right? That's my point. Like Billy says, hey man, you know, we got these crystal tablets. I've read all the fucking the whole library at UCLA. I can read them
like
all.
you could take them like on the top of your tongue and they'll dissolve.
Right.
Or
no. Like
no, I know,
the emerald tablets.
I'm just,
and he's read all of the tablets.
You guys talk amongst yourself for a second.
No, Billy Carson is great, but
he's full of shit, but he's great. He sells what he sells. Who's that motivational guy, that big giant guy, Mark? Who's that big giant guy from the 80s and 90s who was a motivational speaker, who was everywhere? He was on commercials. He was touring the country. He's just, you know, but you know what I'm talking about, right? He's just one of these motivational guys and made you believe in yourself and all this stuff. That's all they're doing. They're preachers. They're just preachers. Ethan's a preacher. He's preaching to his fucking fellowship or his followers every day. And it's good. It's good for him. It's good for his business. It's good for his life. People want to pay him money to do so. That's incredible.
People.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, hey man, you know what? I watch him draw. I think I have some talent. I'm going to keep doing this. Maybe one day I'll get to his level. That's all you can ask for, right? I saw we were watching this guy on Ruby show tonight who was having this cope stream about John Malin with Rini, right? Remy, whatever her fucking name is.
Irene.
Who's the guy though that was
Irene.
You were there, self-destruct. Who was the guy that was talking in the video?
I wasn't
for like
there the whole time.
It's a Katie clip, man. I don't remember the artist's name, but he's coping so hard because Malin made fun of him, blah, blah, blah. But he said the reason he's in CG is because he doesn't want to be told how to do his art. You know, he likes his freedom. And my response to that, Mark, is then don't go work for a fucking comic book company that has characters already created. Because they're going to tell you you're working on Spider-Man or fucking Batman, whatever the company you're working for. You have some, you know, artistic ability, but it better look like fucking Batman and it better look like Spider-Man.
Where'd Jim
go? I'm back.
He took a break.
I had to go grab something to eat. I was hungry.
Some cheese puff popcorn. Cheetos popcorn. You switched up, huh? You're done with the Chesters?
No, I still got some, but I want some of this too.
So, like that guy talking about I'm in CG because who was that video we're watching, Cynic? Who was the artist?
I wonder because
which video
that represents a lot
on Ruby
of
show that was going on for 30 minutes bitching about Remy.
Dan Fraga.
No,
Fraga.
Oh, that guy.
Dan Fraga.
Yeah, Fraga was talking about, you know, he's in CG because he didn't want to be told what he could draw. What?
Now,
like
I almost went into that guy's live stream before it was live, but then and later that night I was trying to watch John's live stream.
Tony Robbins. Yeah, it was Tony Robbins, dude. He was just a salesman, man. He was selling you a better life. Just listen to what I got to say. Buy my book and you will be the happiest motherfucker in the world.
John had said, the stream is titled Drama, you know, because of Dan Fraga's stream, right? John had said, the stream is titled Drama. You're all here for drama. And I said, that's a good point, John.
Dan, I'm
not here for that. I didn't catch the title. I'm just clicking on what is an alert, right?
Dan, I could be talking about fucking B.A. Turner.
Like, good night.
Okay. It's Eric, Ethan, B.A. Turner, Richard Embry. They're all selling us something. They're all going to tell you why it's the best. And it's fine. I'm not mad at Billy Carson for believing what he believes in and getting, 500,000 people to watch it. But when he does get challenged and he threatens to sue people, that's fucking wild, Jim.
Yeah, that's wild.
And to sue your friend, like he's suing his friend who his son hangs out with, and his wife and their wife have dinner together, and it's fucking crazy.
Who is this friend you're mentioning?
The guy that hosted the podcast that Billy got fucking cremated on that night. But then he was dying of pneumonia, right? Cynic, it was so bad. Like, oh my god,
AIDS or something, and like he didn't even
mean
to be there. He showed up at the wrong
by
thing.
a cottonmouth snake on the way to the doctor for his AIDS medications. It was just
damn.
Yeah,
I mean, his story was.
Oh shit! Hold on. Someone
Yeah.
popped in. I didn't even hear him. Hello.
Oh hey, what's up, everybody?
Oh shit! I went to the bottom quick. What the hell?
Oh, say it ain't so.
Dave on the bottom.
Billy
BTM on the bottom.
Turn off my camera for that shit.
No, I
What's
How
up,
you doing,
Drex?
Drex?
Hi, how's it going, everybody?
I've been watching you on and off for a number of years. Just want to shout out,
Hey, much appreciated.
Since I was a
Is
young
that Burger King
child?
hat? No, it's not a Burger King crown. You guys remember the old Burger King crowns?
Some weenie, comic book weenie called me the king of passive aggressiveness, so I leaned into it. And I'm like, I'll buy me a $22.79 crown on Amazon, and I'll own it. King of passive aggressiveness.
Well, you got to go Amazon. There's no more Party City. You guys heard those guys have closed, man. That's sad.
Is it
closed? Your volume seems a little low.
Oh, my volume?
No, he's just smooth, man. You leave him alone.
Low.
Turn up your volume on your headphones.
There we go. Let's see. How's it sound now?
All of you will be louder than he will. And I love to hear Drex.
Jesus Christ, Dave.
Compared to any of you.
Tim Harder, bro.
No, I love to hear Drex speak more than I like to hear any of you speak. So if he could turn up his volume by like 4 points or something, I don't know.
Yeah, it did some weird shit. It's always doing something.
Okay, that's already better.
No,
cheers.
No,
cheers,
Party
sir.
City is no longer a thing, man. I don't know where you guys live, but there's a lot of places that are closing, man. Like
Cynic, chill.
Yeah, they're closing around. I don't go to Party City, but it used to be around. You're right. I don't see them anywhere anymore.
yeah, I think they're like done. Like as a company done.
Remember when Toys R Us closed? How depressing that was.
Man.
Like that was the end of childhood. Like for my kids. Like
games. I was like, nah, man.
That one hurt.
That hurt.
But you know what hurt? I think equally as much is losing all of the old game magazines.
Yep.
EGM, PlayStation Monthly, all the, you know what I'm saying? There's I don't know if Game Pro's still around. I think
Wired around still?
Having those old online delivered.
What about Nintendo Power? Do they still make that?
Don't think so.
I used to love Nintendo Power too, man.
Well,
they had the
Nintendo.
cheats.
Nintendo done a game magazine with Walmart a couple years ago, and it was free. And I collected,
really?
Yeah, every month you could go into their game section, get a free I got a whole stack of them.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, but I haven't seen them in probably a year now. So.
Oh, damn.
Yeah,
he used it to cut out all the letters for his serial killer. Notes, correct?
Yeah. That's exactly.
Well, I think the sad thing that happened with that is, if you guys can recall, before all the internet nonsense, game journalists were not activists. That's one.
Yeah.
And two, because there was no internet, we didn't get updates on games every hour. You know what I'm saying? It was like, you had like E3 Twitter. And you had like a preview E3 and you got excited. And you're like, oh my God, look at these new, you had like what, 8 screenshots in an article. Yep. You're like, oh my God, this game is going to be amazing. And they talked about it. And
you got the review after the game came out. Yeah.
Yep.
So like you already have it. Then you get the game magazine, you're like, 8.5. I give this shit a 10. Like that was awesome, right? Or
man,
vice versa. But now they sway our opinions 6 months before it even releases. Oh
yeah, you're a bigot if you don't like this game or so. And so the activism really just got to a point where it was unsustainable. Like as an audience, you just couldn't really cope with that.
Yeah.
You know
you mean like CNN and all that stuff? Like the activism there, you can't watch it anymore. It's unwatchable.
It's unwatchable. It's like you turn something on, and like I mean, you guys remember the old game journalism days? Like they would say, like, "Hey, Resident Evil 2 is going to come out," and they were just giving you like the facts. Hey, this is what the base premise. There's new characters, new items. This you're like, okay, that sounds cool.
And here's a few screenshots.
Yeah, screenshots to kind of get you warmed up. Now it's like, Claire's going to be a strong wham. It's like, oh, Jesus Christ.
Even early G4 TV was great, like the show. I mean, I looked forward to that shit, man. But they didn't have too much info either. They had enough to get you through a show. That's
and
cool.
they had
There's some
entertainment
images.
peppered in as well.
Yeah, it was good. It was good stuff.
And charisma.
Yeah, with Adam and Olivia Munn. If you guys think about like G4 at that time, that was the Spike TV era, back when the Man Show was a thing, when Jimmy Kimmel did a full cup. You know, a lot of people forget about that. 1,000 Ways to Die,
Blackface Jimmy Kimmel. Yeah, I remember that.
Like, there's a lot that was lost in that little realm of like early 2000s. Like if you were to look at things, let's say 2000 to 2005. If you were to like just kind of crystallize that, right? And then show your younger self 2025, you would never believe it. You would never, what's her name? Frost? Or whatever.
God.
Yeah. If you would have seen Attack the Show, if you would have seen all that stuff back then on G4.
I'll be right back.
Go ahead. If you were to see what it devolved into, you would never believe it.
It would, it would be beyond belief, unbelievable. Someone saying, one singular white female with, short blonde cut hair, right? Sitting amongst her, three deep crew of gamer nerds, right?
Yep.
And saying the real problem with gaming is,
and she went back to like 2014 talking points.
She's pretending to nail you, the viewer, on a reboot of this show, on a reboot of a show that used to be very decent, very respectable in any regard, G4, right? She's pretending to nail people like, there's a bunch of comments. It's like, who the fuck do you think you are?
Yeah. Though, I will say this, though. There's a small part of me that almost, I can't stress that enough, almost feels bad for Frost. Almost. Because Frost is what happens. So Frost is what happens when you get indoctrinated, right? Like, I want you guys to imagine everyone on the panel.
Can see that. I could see
if
that,
you didn't have a counter program, like Jim, think of it like this, right? In the very near future, we've talked about this. There's going to be a whole group of dudes where being a cuck is going to be normal. Kowtowing to women is going to be normal, like transgender, like all that, genital, mutilation.
Normal.
It's going to be the norm.
The LGBTQ tag is normal on Twitter, on Twitch, on all this shit.
Yeah, man.
People game on, like you're saying, game. Like we started on, right? Gaming. Yeah. And so, like, well, then they add in this LGBTQ tag, and it's like, well, what does that have anything to do with gaming? No, it's your personality.
Yep.
So, it's the box you're presenting yourself in, right? That you're presenting yourself. Oh no, I'm LG.
Well, a lot of these people, I don't think they.
What really can you not just present like interactive gameplay?
Yeah, just be a gamer and only talk about the game. Like, I mean, I had met, you guys remember back in the day, you can meet people who were a little different, a little weird, but they still loved movies. They still love games. They still love D&D. They like whatever the hobby was, they loved it, even if they were a little quirky. And they weren't offended by jokes. You can't tell a joke anymore. You can't, so once you've gotten to this point, think about it. If you grew up in Portland, if you grew up in Seattle, if you grew up in LA, I don't know where Frost is from, but think about it. If you go to like some of these like liberal schools, maybe your dad wasn't around, you had a weak beta cuck dad. You guys don't realize how fast you can grow into that age of you have like that window where you're very impressionable. And rather than like learning about like real life, all you were taught was identity politics, right? Like during your most formative years. And that's how you become Frost. It's kind of sad. It's sad if you think about
it. I don't know how old she was when that whole thing happened. Do you know?
I don't know. Who's the other chick? She had like an OnlyFans or something. She was exposed. Who's that other chick? Was it Mercant? That's her name.
Oh, Alyssa Mercante?
Mercante, yeah.
Yeah, she's in that. Isn't she?
Hold on. Let me look.
Isn't she suing Smash JT right now?
Yeah, she's doing, dude. Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna tell you guys this. I'm gonna be completely fair to these ladies, though. To be completely honest, you know how they were indoctrinated. If you go look at old pictures of them, they were not ugly. They weren't hideous. Like Jim, did you see? Like she's like a gym girl. Like she has a fit body. Like Alyssa Mercante. Ugly. Yeah, she's not ugly.
Yeah, she's just a weird lefty.
It's the mindset.
Yeah,
you know who's flip is that one that Angela Bella something or other that was all over Twitter. You know, the chick was all like, "I'm single and no kids and blah 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 and all this stuff."
She was fake the whole time, Jim.
She was because
the
seems
whole
to have
time.
flipped
The
now
whole time
and,
it was
Wait,
the whole
which
thing.
person are you talking about?
I'll find her.
You talking about the chick that's
Angela
like
Bellen, or something?
Yeah, I'm a single left wing woman, and the right just can't stand it. Those weird fucking fish eyes. Yeah, it was a comedy bit the whole time.
Do I not have the right one? I have Alyssa Mercante.
Yeah,
that's the right. That's her, but I'm looking for her.
Yeah, Alyssa Mercante. You know, would
she has very short hair in all of these pictures.
Yeah, that's for a reason.
Yeah, I won't share that.
That's a fucking signal.
This chick.
Yeah. It was a bit bold lib. Yeah,
bold lib.
People called her out like a year ago or something.
Oh, I think I might know who that is now.
Yeah.
Wasn't she like in like a bar or something like on her birthday? Is that the same person?
She's got a big fucking
forehead. She's got a giant forehead.
Yeah, she does have a 5 head.
You could land a fucking lunar module on that forehead. Holy shit!
About. Yeah, that's rough.
Well, that's why she had her hair short in bangs. Like
it was a bit the whole time.
I see it.
So what is her real story then? So she decides to be this character, right?
Basically, is all I know. Other than that, you can't find anything else about her.
Oh, that's lame.
This chick. Yeah, I don't know. She just came out of nowhere.
Yeah, Ryan Cadell's head. What's up, Ruby King? Good to see you here, buddy.
No, fuck you, Ruby. Go away, Ruby. Nobody wants you here.
Wow.
Has Elon impregnated her yet? Probably.
Ruby, you got the link?
Yeah, Ruby's got the link, but he can go fuck himself. Don't you come in here, Ruby.
Fuck around, find out.
Where did Mark go?
And find out.
Let's get 2 black men on the stream and see what happens.
My back's so sore from carrying your ass on tonight's stream, bro. I better not catch you around these parts.
Oh, God. Chill.
So what have you been up to, Drex? Just working?
Well, dude, I was fucking sick. You guys, I'm sure you guys have probably known someone who had whatever that was that went around. That's been going around. It had me down for like 3 weeks, man. I was in rough shape.
3 weeks.
Dude. So I got sick on top of being sick again, and ended up getting allergies. So it's like, when your immune system is all broke down, imagine getting sick right as you're trying to you're right about to get over that hump, and then the mold and shit underneath that because of in Minnesota once it gets warm, once that shit releases to the air. So imagine right as you're about to get better, that gets in you, and now you think you have a cold, and you're suffering from some other shit. Dude, I had to go to the doctor. I never go to the doctor, and I was in just rough shape, man. I hit rock bottom. I was in Dallas. I went to Dallas. I was gonna stay a couple of days, dude. I literally had to come back the same day. Yeah,
shout out.
Oh, that place. Damn.
Yes.
That's a hurting feeling to you're so sick you can't even do your trip. You're like, yeah, I gotta come back.
Yeah.
So
I got like the 2-day flu, but what sucked is 2 days later I caught the cold, and the cold is twice as long as the flu.
There's some weird shit going on.
Yeah. It lingered. There was I was sick and still going to work, right? I wasn't dying. And then there's this point where it's kind of like if you ever been food poisoning and shit, right?
Yeah.
It's not it's terrible 100% of the time. It's you have this ebb and flow, and all of a sudden you're I think I'm better. Blah, I'm still terrible, and then it kind of peters off. So yeah, it got bad for about a week. It was real bad, and that's when I finally went to the doctor. I'm yeah, it's time to get this settled. But
take some antibiotics, stupid, and then you're oh my god, I didn't do this 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, right. Yeah. This is the first time I ever contemplated taking the flu shot. When it's that bad, when you're just deathly sick, you're dude, should I have got the flu? I was just
you would have still got it, dude.
Yeah,
you would have still got it.
It was something nasty.
Now you're pretty much good for the next 10 years since you had it.
Yeah. Yeah. Whatever this is that I got. Yeah, that was awful. Yeah, it got basically everybody, man. I went to a buddy of mine.
Hell, Jim missed 2 weeks of shows because he was sick twice.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it's bad.
You remember
Shit,
that, Jim?
Dave,
You thought you were
I
getting
missed
better.
a whole
Remember that?
year of shows.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, oh, I'm good. And then all of a sudden, you just weren't good. You go from
Yeah.
like, I'm good, you're getting better, and then just boom.
Yeah, it goes like this. You're like, oh, I'm getting better, and then boom, it drops, and then you start getting better again.
Yep.
I told Dave, I was like, if you get what I had, man, you're going to be out.
I didn't have it, dude. Thank God.
That's old people talking. Drex, you and me are young, you know. So
man,
what I had following a short period, right, of sickness was was light sensitivity and migraines just hitting me, and the vertigo. And part of my job involves climbing up on ladders, and I'm like, holy shit, I can't do this, guy. I gotta climb back down. What? Catch me if I fall, vertigo, and that kind of shit. And that lasted for about 3 fucking months of vertigo type light sensitivity things. The screen would fucking kill my eyes. Just like I had to fucking lay down. And before that, I had told Dave, BTM, right? I told him like, yeah, I can stream with you.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm like, no, I'm fucking sick as death right now. I'm dying. I can't even look at my fucking
And then he disappeared for months.
Phone.
And he disappeared for months. Yeah.
Then I didn't even come in the chat either. I'm like,
we all want the answer to that question, Ruby. When are you bringing the channel back?
Hey, did you notice now when you put chats up, it changes the size of the fucking people on the screen? Didn't used to do that. It would just cover people up.
No shit.
It would take away their yeah.
Good point.
Hell if I know. Like I said, I was telling Jim, I've been so busy traveling. Hell, I've been having my daughter financially abuse me.
Welcome to the club.
Yeah, that's been horrible. So the next trip is supposed to be Japan.
Really?
With the daughter?
Yeah, Japan/Korea. So I found out there's a ferry between Busan and Osaka, I believe.
Watch out for those zombies. Watch out for those zombies, dude.
Oh yeah, that was a good flick, by the way.
That was great. I love Train to Busan.
Yeah, Train to Busan was nice.
No,
man.
I couldn't stand it.
Really?
I loved it. It was such a different take on zombie movies from America.
It was, man.
Yeah.
Like I like. There's something. Like,
well, it was a massive different take, but they were so snap into zombies, right?
It's badass.
Like in 2, 3, 4, 5 seconds, and some of them would take 2 minutes, right? But some of them would.
Koreans
turn in
don't
5
waste
seconds.
your time when you watch Korean movies. You're in the movie,
I
and shit's
watched
gonna
plenty
happen.
of Korean movies, and they're so fucked up, and I love it. But still, I did watch Train to Busan about a week ago now, and I was annoyed. I was annoyed almost every minute of it, and part of it is this zombie crack, snap, 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 snap. Right, everything just snaps as soon as they turn. It's like I could see that happening though, right? The snaps of the bones, everything, zombie virus taking hold. Don't want to turn this whole thing into a zombie stream, but it just.
How long is that ferry ride, Rex? 12 hours.
Yeah, roughly 12 hours. So you leave at like 6:45 p.m. out of Korea, and then you arrive at 6-something a.m. in Japan. And
they got sleeping cabinets and all that.
Oh yeah, dude, you can pay the premium, so it's actually cheaper than getting a ticket, right? You could go like Korean Air or whatever, but it's like if you think about like how comfortable you're gonna be and during that time of the day, you're better off just like give me the fucking ticket. You know what I'm saying? Kind of, and they have I think that's basically a grocery store on there. You can eat. They got games. They got like all that shit is on the ship, right? And you go on there, and they have like a faster one too. I was like, I'd rather go on like the slower one, just so that kind of like take it in. You know what I mean? So
it's actually really good hangout time with a daughter because she's not distracted by a bunch of other stuff either. Like when you're in the city and stuff, she'll want to be shopping and all that stuff. But on that 12-hour cruise, it's like, let's go outside and check out some stars and hang out.
Yeah. Well, I showed her I kind of made a mistake doing it. There's a picture of the Marina Sands Hotel. If you go to the top, they have an infinity pool in Singapore. And I showed her that. She's like, ooh. I was like, yeah, we'll get there someday. Like, I'm not taking you right now. Fuck. I got enough problems right now to fucking taking you to all this other shit. Because we went to we were back in Vegas back when I was sick to go visit my parents. And it's like, dude, when shopping with a daughter, as you know, BJM, it's not fun. She was in Forever 21, and just like she went to the counter, and every time like the lady would beep something, she would kind of give me this look, like, "Yeah, I know you're suffering, Dad." I just had this like, it's like, because kids don't really have any concept of money, so they're like, "Oh, I got these clothes, plop."
And I'm at Forever 21, so it's super cheap, Dad. It's not like we're at Macy's. We're for Forever 21.
We're not Louis Vuitton.
Pile of stuff.
Yeah, and they just a pile of shit, and just every time she would beep, I was just like, "Look," and this lady just gave me this look, like beep. And you just see the amount you owe just keeps going up, and you're just kind of sitting there like, "How did I end up in this position?" Beep. Fucking it's, and then of course they got those little they got like just like little shit like right at the counter, just like at the grocery store. You got snacks and stuff.
Oh,
yeah, they got the little
the makeup little kits and all this shit. Yeah,
thing, or makeup remover, or what is it? The hair ties. And she's just like adding this shit on at the desk. I'm just like, fuck.
Yeah. But the good thing is, if she would have brought the same amount up to the counter at Macy's or Dillard's, you would have said "motherfucker," not.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, it's
right. You're like,
you get 2 shirts.
Yeah, you get.
One bottom and like one top. That's all you're getting. Like like a skirt or something, and that's it.
And then they take you to Rue 21, and you're like, but this is all garbage. Why would you want anything in here? It's all shit. Like, I don't mind buying you stuff, but I'd like for it to last through at least 2 washes in the washer, because
it's Rue's like the Temu of all this shit. It just disintegrates after one wash.
They're the shortcut to Temu in America, right?
It's one of the things I'm hoping though is that if we're down in Asia and she can get anything that's custom made, when you go to a lot of these places, especially when you go to like the cheaper Asian countries like Philippines and Vietnam, you can go get custom made clothes, for dirt cheap. You can get it tailored. Because I mean that's where your shit comes from. When you look on the little tag and you're like, oh look at this, dirt cheap. Getting suits made in Thailand, dirt cheap.
Nice.
It's like,
how long are you spending in Asia?
Hopefully we're going to do about 4 days. Like, I want to make sure that we go business class, because I'm not going to go fucking coach. The main thing is that when you're dealing with kids and stuff, because she's got school, it sucks to kind of you're trying to, because you got to think about jet lag and all that. So like we'll probably do like 4 days.
Oh, you're taking her like on spring break?
Yeah, she got spring break coming up. So I was like, you know, it is. You got to see rates and everything, because you know how these people are. You can look for like the last minute deals and stuff, because like hotels in Japan are relatively cheap now. Like, this is their down season, so I was like, well, might make it happen. October is another down season after the summer, all that shit. But
yeah, my daughter's been wanting me to take her to Japan forever. I'm like, I don't think I'm that motivated to go to Japan, but it seems like it'd be fun.
Oh yeah.
But I just know it's going to cost a ton of money.
Yeah, there's certain things you can do there that's cheap, because the yen has been doing really poorly. So one of the guys I work with was just there, and he's like, oh yeah, dude, the yen is fucking weak now, so everything's cheap. So like he said he was staying in like a nice hotel like downtown in Tokyo. He said, I think he said like $70 a night.
Oh shit!
For like a nice hotel, and he was like, "Yeah, dude." Like he's like, it wasn't no hostel or some shit like that. It was like a nice hotel. Like, and if you look at exchange rates in certain places, right, like Bali, you go look at certain exchange rates. $1 can go a long way in certain places, man.
Well, I'm in Texas, and it's like, from going down to Mexico, I've always heard the stories of my uncles and such being like, you can get fucking everything, because it was maybe not 70 cents on the dollar. I suppose it was, something like you're saying the yen is, right? Which I believe the yen is like maybe 65 cents on the dollar even, or something near that.
Japan's hurting, huh?
Yeah, man.
Well,
if you look at
they're doing their own, it seems like.
Yeah,
But
always check exchange rates in a lot of these places. Like in Turkey, I think like $1 is like 26 of theirs, shit like that.
damn.
It depends on where you go, man. Like you can, dude. There's like I said, Vietnam is one of the most notorious. Like your money can go a long way in Vietnam, like a long way. Like you can go have dinner for 2, drinks and all that for fucking $10.
Jesus, I can't buy a fucking energy drink and a bag of chips for $10 in America.
Right? Dude, this
I have your energy
hyperinflation
drinks right here, Dave.
Oh shit.
Mark, are you back, buddy?
What's going on?
The watermark?
Yeah, I've been here.
Say hi to did you say hi to Drex?
Hey, Drex.
Oh, hey, Mark, what up?
20
Yeah,
something.
well, hopefully you're getting some eggs, Mark, because
18 bucks.
I didn't ever think I'd see the day where people were trying to, go fucking crazy over eggs, but like here we are.
Well, they killed 140 million chickens, so
yeah.
That,
Jim, if you would have said this last year,
all kinds
you
of
were
other
at the
fowl
grocery store buying eggs for like $1.30 or something, you're like, oh yeah, we're good.
89 cents a dozen back in the day, dude. Like 5 years ago.
Yeah,
they're still not. I mean, it's like I got some EB eggs for but they were always a little more expensive, the EB eggs. But I think it was $4.99 a dozen. I mean,
it's too
they were always
much.
A little more, still too much. But I mean, if you people are showing pictures of like the free range, open field egg, all this stuff, and it's like, well, the fucker, yeah, that's always more expensive, or at Whole Foods or whatever. So there was always more expensive, but
no, it's a wild time, man.
It is cheaper in Texas, I would say. Generally speaking, I mean, you do have, like you said, the free range and all that. I won't say crap, right? But all that stuff, right?
You guys ever go to the grocery store and think about how other people are surviving? Like, you're thinking like, if you hurt in Texas or
the Mexican grocery store ain't bugging,
No, but I'm saying if you end up in a place like, let's say Hawaii, right? Like if you're getting fucked in New York, you can imagine what you're doing in Hawaii. You're getting abused, in
Alaska too.
Well,
Alaska,
noticed,
like
dude, Trump got in office. I haven't been seeing a lot of those ladies coming in around a certain time of the month and filling their grocery cart full of a bunch of bullshit.
Senate, can you change your picture?
No, I'm flexing on you. You were showing money, so I figured I would show you.
No, that ain't flexing on me.
It's flexing on you.
No, it ain't, man.
Yeah.
It's the military hardware we left behind in Afghanistan.
Oh, damn.
Jesus Christ.
3,000 Humvees?
Yeah, they could have gave me one of those and just one of the machine guns and 4 of the grenades.
3 C-130 Hercules helicopters. That's crazy. 33 Blackhawks. Yeah.
32 gunship carriers or transporting gunship helicopters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
20,000 grenades. Give me 2.
Just give me 4.
2 and I will
This isn't the right picture though for this MD-530 light helicopter. That's what's called a little bird.
Fuck around with one.
That's not what it looks like.
Oh God.
So what was the reason we left this behind, Jim? What was their reasoning again?
Well, because then they got to buy it all again, and then they can go to other places. They can go to Syria, they can go to Mexico and stuff, and it's cheaper to,
Their excuse has always been it's cheaper to leave it than it is to bring it back. And I think to myself, then why did we even take it over there? If it's that so fucking expensive, why are we even taking it over there? We should have never went over there then.
Did we even destroy it before we left, or we just left it?
No, we just left it. It's what we always do, though.
This see these pigs?
Mm-hmm.
Look at it. There's a pig, and there's a pig, and a pig, and a pig.
Oh,
and a pig.
yeah, they're
kind of
nice.
cool looking.
They're cute.
They're all very cool, right?
Yeah, they're cute. I mean, they have their
Blur
own
your eyes a little, yeah.
Wow.
This is Bosch Faustin's pigs.
Yeah.
He keeps them on his ranch.
Yeah, he keeps them on his ranch. I don't know. I thought it was funny.
For some reason, he gets hate, and I don't understand that. I mean, a man has pigs. Pigs are a fine thing to raise. I see no problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed.
You go down south, you'll see some people with pet pigs, man.
We used to raise pigs.
Pet pigs, yeah.
Yeah, we used to raise pigs. First pigs I ever raised, named Blue and Big Boy.
Oh, nice.
So is it true, like if you fall into a pig pen, there's a good chance you ain't getting out?
No, pigs are gentle.
Really?
Yeah.
If you,
I would every
if
time.
your
So
pins have been cut,
the first
and
pigs
you
my
had been
dad
thrown in
gave me
there,
to raise.
Pigs will eat you.
No, they won't.
Yeah,
I
if
would
you're-
literally get in the. I raised pigs for like 15 fucking years. They won't eat you. I would get in the pen and play with them and like feed them and have fun with them. And my dad
They
was
thought
like,
you
"Don't
were
do
one
it."
of them, you know.
He was like, "Don't do that. You're gonna get attached."
they'll nibble at you.
I was like,
but
"No,
they won't
I'm
eat
not gonna
you."
get attached to them. They're just pigs." And then next thing you know, I was
Balling
we were
like a
having
bitch.
taking them to turn them into fucking sausage and pork chops and shit. Yeah.
Oh shit.
But that bacon
Yeah.
is good though. It's
That's
good.
the best
Billy,
bacon
you
I
were
ever had in
so
my entire
yummy.
fucking life. Yeah.
How about that jaw meat
Really?
too?
Yeah.
You were so yummy.
Oh,
What?
man.
What?
Yeah,
Dave?
Blue and Big Boy.
Fucking
was their
jaw.
name.
Did you say the jaw meat?
Hog's jaw. Yeah.
Yeah. The face meat. The Mexicans call barbacoa of a cow, right? They just kind of steam it. I mean,
self-destruct.
I would assume. I would assume Drex knows. It's like, he's been around, right?
Well, yeah,
But
you go to any Mexican restaurant, you get
Yeah, you got
so
barbacoa.
soft.
Yeah,
Don't they
Chipotle
have-
has the
so
shit
soft.
version.
Yeah, Chipotle has the
If-
shit version. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the shit
If-
version.
if-
Just like the shit
if
version
the
of chorizo.
if the Authenticos, do serve it to you, you can just like pull it right off, and it's just it's
What are we looking at
horrible
Fucking
to
snatch.
feel, but it's delicious to taste.
Well, here, this is to answer Cynic's statement about pigs.
I'm telling you, I raised fucking pigs. I don't care what this faggot says.
I believe.
Apparently, the best thing to do is cut up a corpse into 6 pieces and pile it all together.
I wasn't a corpse.
Someone might tell me. Who are you?
You
When
could
you've
have
got your
been.
6 pieces, you've got to get rid of them. Because it's no good leaving it in the deep freeze for your mum to discover now, is it? Then I hear the best thing to do
Pigs
is
are like
feed them
goats.
to
They'll eat
pigs.
any fucking thing.
You've got to starve
Right.
the pigs for a few days. Then the sight of a chopped up body will look like curry to a piss head.
Also, I didn't
You've
not
got to
feed
shave
them.
the
I
edge
fed
of
them
your
every day.
pigs and
This is all stupid nonsense. First of all, I
Cynic
wasn't
is
a corpse.
pissed and
Second of
defensive
all, we
now.
fed our pigs every day.
Cynic is sweeping for the pigs, I tell you.
I grew up on a fucking farm. What the fuck are y'all
Pig
talking
sweat.
about?
He's sweeping
sweat.
as hard
Yeah,
as for
well,
the pigs as he
this
did
is
earlier
referring to
tonight
a
on Ruby's stream
corpse,
for Eric July. It's unbelievable the sweeping he does.
I've heard stories about people falling down in the pig to get eaten by pigs.
I
If
don't
they're
believe those
if
stories.
they had been starving
They're
for
literally
days,
look. A
I
pig
could see
acts like a
that.
fucking dog.
Yeah,
I swear to
Right,
God, you
right,
can call them, you can pet them. They act
and they're
like
about
a
as
literal
smart as a
fucking
dog,
pet.
right?
They're smarter, I would say.
Right. That's what I've heard.
Yeah, they know they're dying, right? Like,
I've heard that only from females.
don't like you take a pig to the slaughterhouse, they kind of know you're headed.
Oh
that
yeah,
way.
they fucking
Yeah.
know. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. But they still got to die because I need my fucking bacon. God damn it.
Yeah, after the first two my dad made me raise, I didn't name them after that. I was just like
Drex,
pig
you eat
one,
meat?
pig two.
Yeah, I do bacon. Bacon, ham, chicken.
Ooh,
of
I made
course.
a nice
chicken is
smoked
the
ham
greatest
on
meat ever.
Traeger today.
Oh yeah,
It's good.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice. Yeah, you know,
Chicken's
it's
the
hard to get
greatest
quality
ever.
Ruby,
shit.
what are you fucking talking about? You can fuck them too? What do you... See, that's why Ruby's not allowed on the stream.
Can we
Comments
ban
like
him
that.
from the fucking chat?
What? What's he
What he
talking
said?
about?
You better from the chat, but it just
He
come in
is
the
from
back room with the
Louisiana, though,
link.
dude. And he's
Oh
a
no,
virgin.
I think he's saying Cynic can fuck him too. I think is what he's saying. He's like,
Oh.
Yeah.
It's not like
No,
everybody
of course,
can,
yeah.
but
No,
just
no.
Cynic can.
hell, goody two shoes.
Now, if you're gonna fuck a farm animal, you should do a goat. I think is what they say.
What
All
they
right.
say.
We're not going to tolerate any of this raghead nonsense on
Bestiality
here
thing
with
is
the
terrible.
fucking goats and stuff. You know, that's
Props.
that's what
Yeah,
Rashida
keep
Tlaib
your
is there
stream on-
for, is to make men
Your
fuck
stream
goats.
online.
Make men fuck goats. That's what she's there for. Jesus
Oh
Christ.
shit. Well, you know what's crazy? We're in the weirdest time where you're starting to hear more and more people be like open about like some very weird degenerate shit. Like you guys have been hearing about these OnlyFans bitches who are going to nursing homes now.
Fucking saw that on Twitter.
Oh,
Yeah,
dude.
Yeah,
All
that chick
been-
that fucked
all
1,000 dudes or whatever is
Yeah,
now fucking.
Lily Phillips.
Was that
Yeah.
her? Or was that
Yeah,
her
it's
alongside about 4 different other ones?
no,
on
no. The
their
other chick
own?
was was it Wisconsin Tiff or
I don't
Tiff
know.
Wisconsin?
So,
whatever
yeah,
her
it
name
was
is.
more than one.
Yeah, so she's the first one I saw. And then like literally like the next day or maybe it's the same day.
Let me jump on that old
Awesome.
dick.
Uh-oh, we lost Drex.
Oh
no!
Oh shit!
Oh, you dropped out for a second. It just
dude. Well, with Spectrum, you never know what's going to happen. So
I know Spectrum.
Dude, Spectrum is
the only thing we got.
Dude, my
here.
internet's been sus.
Cheers.
But no, you think about the fact that, I mean, last I checked, you guys know that nursing homes have huge numbers of STDs, man.
STDs,
like it's the STD fucking haven. So, I mean, good luck to Lily and all the rest of the chicks doing this. But like, you know, Better Bachelor made a video about this, but he actually came to the conclusion I came to years ago, which is I don't shame them at all. Like, you know, I hear all these guys who are always like mad at the women. Like, so you're mad at the women, but if you were a chick and a bunch of dudes were literally handing you money to do weird shit, you'd be like, all right, well, fuck it then. Like,
yeah.
Oh, you're gonna, you know, stick this bottle up your ass or whatever, and people are gonna send you $50,000. Sure, like people can always do this. All this
Sharpies and pooper.
Yeah, well, you know how people do this, Jim. You know, we've talked about this, right? People do this moralizing where they pretend they're so moral, but yet if you go in their background, they've done degenerate shit for free, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, so who's really the idiot? Like, who's really the lame? Is it the person that did all this degenerate shit, whether it's in college or a lot of frat stuff? One reason why I never even entertained frats, they always seemed gay to me. Yeah. It was always like some, you know, they talk about initiation. It was always something gay, and I'm like, look, dude,
I have that idea as well.
Cynic spent 2.5 hours trying to get into one night. So,
oh damn, it's wild though. I mean, you people look at these people and they say they have all these opinions, but it's like, but there's a market for it, right? If there was no market for drugs, there would be no drugs being sold or whatever else people are looking for. So it's like, you know,
there's a market for everything, right?
Yeah, for everything. Yeah, it's like the question is, how big is it? How much, you know, can you monetize it? How lucrative can you make it for yourself? That's your lane. So Lily Phillips has found a new lane. And I mean, this is the same chick that didn't she just last week say that she was pregnant? Remember that?
Yeah, they joked about it.
Yeah, her and like Bonnie Blue was saying it. So yeah, everything is about clout now. Like nothing. And I've always said this. It's the young guys.
Was that around her time of being perhaps partially inseminated, at least with condoms or whatever, by over 100 guys or something?
Yeah, they aren't. They look, bitches like this are going to get an abortion.
So has she professed that she does not know who the father is, or as she's like saying?
I think it was a stunt. I don't think.
I know.
Chicks
well, then she could always play it for pity right afterwards, after the fact, and say, "I lost the baby."
No, she won't need to. No, dude, I just saw a video. This is no bullshit. I need to send it to Jim. I saw a video. There is a dude, a pathetic looking fucking dude, like literal, like there's no reason for this guy to even be alive. And he was sitting there as the #1 subscriber to two, yes, not one, but two different OnlyFans chicks. And he gave one of them 35,000, the other like 25,000. I'm sitting there looking like,
yeah.
So this is your reward, like just standing there on a video, like going, "Hi, I gave them money." It's just like, Jim, but you're telling me the women are the problem, right? So women are the problem, but dudes are sitting there sending them $35,000 to shove dragon dildos in their
men are enabling this shit, and
they're enabling it. Like,
and then they show up at their meetups, and the chick acts like they don't even know who the fuck it is. They're like,
because they don't, because they've been chatting with somebody in Ukraine who is on a prostitution, network service where they just chat with people like for, just for spunks.
No, I get it, but the same guy leaves the meetup and sends her another $50K.
Yeah. So
and she gets a notification.
BT, yes. I'm with you on that. I think that's the bigger issue. Okay, being down bad and giving an OnlyFans girl your money, that's terrible, right? Like that's because you could have used that money and you could have invested it. You could have done anything with it. Okay, that's
you could have bought a fucking bar and had some chicks come into your bar and talk to them in real life for that kind of cash, right?
Yeah, you literally he literally could have just gone out and just bought prostitutes, honestly. Remember, he could have gone to the Bunny Ranch. He could have gone anywhere.
35, 50,000. Yeah,
that'll go a long way, right? So you think that's bad, but then think about it. Like to BJM's point, what makes it worse is after these people meet or they do meet and greets.
You can just call me Dave, Drex.
Okay, Dave. So after Dave, what he's saying is after these guys meet, right? You think that's bad? imagine being humiliated and ridiculed or ignored, right? And then rather than you being like, oh my God, I made a huge mistake. I got used. No, they go right back in and I just need to do more. Like
more. Like, no, stop.
No, stop. Just dude, it's infuriating. It's like, and that's why I said the trajectory. I was talking, I think I told Jim this. I was like, Jim, can you imagine? Not your son's generation, but like the ones who come behind him. They don't even know if it's a woman, right? They don't know if she does OnlyFans. They don't know if she's had trains ran on her by like 15. Like, I want you guys to think about what is like the environment that a new young buck is going to come up in, right? A guy who's like 12 right now. Let's say 12 to like 22. Can you imagine what they're going through right now?
How many Tinder hookups have they had, right?
Yeah, just they're used. Like, dude, like imagine going through that. Like, seriously, the whole is it even a woman part? That's something that you would, Jim, no one would have ever said that 20, 30, 40 years ago. No one would have said that.
Mm-mm.
I think it won't be. I think it's going to be a lot easier. It's easier for people that are in smaller towns. Because people are going to know shit, as opposed to big cities. Because
always in smaller towns.
Yeah.
What do you do if you're in a city, right? So I want you guys to imagine, right? Let's say you're in like a like I said, a place like Dallas.
I'm in Dallas, Texas. As I think you mentioned the city at some point, right? Or somebody.
I mean,
so it's a big city. It's over 60% black. It's like,
what's that supposed to mean?
You know the statistics, Drake. So all kinds, all sorts of things about STDs and all kinds of.
What's that supposed to mean?
It's bigger in Houston.
What you mean, you people?
I'm saying if I go out on a Friday night, I'm saying that's why I try to stay in on a Friday night and watch fucking Shane Davis and whoever fuck around on a fucking live stream. I call that a disease-free Friday night. And Saturday night, I may just try to do the same thing, but it doesn't tend to work out so well. Because I get a call, or
I think what they're going to have to do is they're going to have to learn to investigate, like research.
But I'm talking about in the city, as Drex had mentioned, city versus.
They're going to have to. You're going to have to start digging deep. You know what I'm saying, and like looking into these women.
Yeah,
you're going to get one. You're going to have to like go online, search and stuff, do like reverse image lookups and shit like that. And,
okay, let's look at it like this, right? If a guy was going to get married today, he would have to go hire a forensic accountant, right? Because he needs to know, hey, what am I really dealing with when I'm dealing with this woman? Because Dave, a lot of chicks have some huge debt.
Mm-hmm.
They may like where does their money come from? Because you can start looking at people's tax records and start finding out some very like you start seeing like what is this Brazzers LLC 1099 form, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you guys remember that story of the girl who filmed the spicy content after she sent her boyfriend off to war or off to the army? You guys remember that?
Yeah.
So imagine, so Jim, that dude you and I both know had no clue that girl was a slore, right? He had no clue. Back in the day, if you would have said what was the craziest story that something that got dumped on you, the worst that you could ever find out was basically a girl got drunk and did something at a party once, right?
Right.
And that's kind of the worst thing that can happen. You're like,
right,
damn, really?
Yep.
And then now the ball was in your court. That okay, well, what am I going to do with this? These girls now they're hiding kids from dudes.
Yeah,
they're hiding. Look, Jim. There's guys out there trying to date chicks right now that are actually married. They don't even know they're in a full-on relationship. It's common.
I mean, that's happened in the past too.
It's never been this bad.
I know, but I mean,
but it is more common now.
Well, that's like they say that murder of kids was more common now than it is back in the day. They just didn't fucking report it as much. No. We didn't get instant access news on everything, right?
Yeah, no Amber Alerts and all that.
Yeah,
so
it's been going on forever. There's been pedophiles forever. They're fucking sick motherfuckers, and there will always be sick motherfuckers. My best defense when I was dating a girl is I didn't ask about their fucking history because I wasn't interested. I don't care what you did before I met you. I'm not looking to know that you slept with other guys. Don't tell me, because if you tell me, then we're going to go into a different conversation. Don't
Then
ask
my
me.
mind's
I
gonna
want
go
to
wild.
Huh?
Here's something for you to think about too. Is
Before we do
Then
that, I'm
my
gonna head
mind's
out,
gonna go
boys.
wild, right?
Appreciate it. It was a pleasure as always, Drex. Thank y'all so much.
Hey, have a good
See you,
night.
buddy.
yeah.
Here, brother.
See you,
We'll see you
Senator.
tomorrow.
over
Ooh.
165 school employees have been arrested or sentenced so far in 2025 on charges relating to child sex crimes. We have a massive pedo crisis in our schools.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, absolutely. You know what I find kind of crazy about this is like I've always kind of hampered down on like when it comes to narratives and stuff. They always talk about the church, but the schools produce far more of
Yeah,
these
far more. The
monsters.
numbers,
far more.
the numbers.
It's
are-
not even close. Like
Yeah.
the whole
And they
like,
have-
the church. Nah, man, the schools.
Yeah, the schools have way more access to kids.
Yep.
They're around them all day.
I mean, there
day.
was
Look
a
at these
a
people.
problem with the churches in the 50s and 60s and 70s, all the way, up basically until probably the 90s or 2000s, because they were moving you'd get these. I think they said it was like 30 or 40 priests total that they kept moving around that were doing it, and so they would move them, and they keep doing it. It wasn't,
Yeah, it wasn't hundreds
wasn't
of
thousands. Yeah, it wasn't thousands
them
of
from
priests
city
doing
to
it.
city.
Yeah, city to city, but this is just like that. I mean, look at this. Like some of these, you look at this chick right here. Look at her. This one. Like, why
Yeah,
would
man.
she be fucking students?
Fucking model.
Dude, the forbidden fruit
Because
thing.
she's got no self-esteem, dude. She doesn't
No, but
believe
a
in
lot of these
herself.
chicks are married. A lot of
Yeah.
these women are married, man. Usually when you hear about women doing this who are in elementary schools, middle schools, high schools, they're usually married. Most of them are married. Just like you guys remember the Thought Cop, right? The Thought Cop that got the whole, department fired.
Oh yeah.
She was married. You know what I'm saying? Like most of these people are married.
Yeah.
These are
that
crazy
girl.
stories, man.
That girl, and she was a girl. She was physically a girl. She was small. She was petite. She was taking on the role of an adult, but she was a girl in this role set beside a male police partner, several male police partners, and she was the gangbang opportunity of every single one of them, the ventilation opportunity of every single one of them, of their lust. Like,
Am I remembering correctly too that they also had the dog in there?
Well, they had the picture. They had the picture. The dog was in there
Yeah,
too.
that was messed up.
That was funny.
They had the
That was
canine
really
unit.
funny.
Yeah, I mean, we know about the white chicks and dogs. You know what I'm saying? But
Drex knows.
But one of
Drex
the
knows.
that
I don't know
crazy,
if these guys know.
Oh, dude,
These
I think
guys have heard.
well known
These guys
right
have
now.
heard because of an associate of Communist Gate.
Well, I look at that whole situation, right? And no one wants to acknowledge the other side of that coin, though. A lot of those dudes were married too. So the same cops who were, so think about it. The male cops were married. What is that telling you? That a male cop would cheat on his wife for that thing? Because that chick was like a 2.
Yeah.
Like she looked terrible. Like I'm like, look, man,
But
I don't know.
Work,
Maybe
where
her head
she's
game was
letting you
fierce.
vent, where she's letting you vent yourself on her.
Yeah,
that's
the
an
workplace
or something.
Well, the workplace in
That's
general.
6.5 at least.
Well, if you're in prison, right? Guys in prison,
Yeah,
guys,
right.
who are in
That's what I'm.
environments. I've talked to guys who were in the army, and they always talk about that. A girl who was like an Army 8. In the real civilian world, they were back home. That chick would be a 2.
Dude, when I was in the military at boot camp, I went to Fort Lauderdale. It was joint boot camp, right?
Oh,
so you get there, and there's girls in boot camp, and you just left your girlfriend, and everybody's a fucking 1. They're all 1. 8 weeks later, you're trying to hook up with any of them. Any of them.
Yep.
And they're all 7 or 8s at that point because you ain't seen a girl besides those chicks. And their bodies do get better after 8 weeks of boot camp, right?
Yep.
And they've cut their hair, they've done all
And
that
you
shit.
see
You're
it.
like, oh, okay.
You see the transformation yourself, and you know,
Well, not only that though,
maybe they
you
could get
still
better.
have some form of interaction or some form of camaraderie with them. So there is
Because
rapport
you
that's
have
built.
work week in boot camp, right?
Yep.
Like week 6 is work week where you have to go in Orlando. When you go, you're working in the fucking mess hall with chicks. So you're like, oh, I get to talk to a girl. And you're like, this chick digs me, dude. I'm going to, next week is graduation. Hell yeah, we're going to hook up.
Yep.
Then your girlfriend shows up at graduation, like, God damn, she's beautiful. That chick wasn't that nice looking. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it happens. I mean, supply and demand. I mean, you think about how desperate people were when they were paying thousands of dollars for like a PS5. And then, once PS5s became very prevalent, what happened? You're like, I don't even
PS5
most guys
or me.
They don't even need it. I guarantee you, if you talk to most guys who went and splurged on a PS5, you ask them how much time they play it, not much. And to Dave's point, if you were gonna be with some chick who was a fucking Barracks Bunny 2, well, if you did act on it, you're thinking like, oh my God, I think I'm in love. By the time, like you said, when actual civilian women come back around, you go, oh my God, I smashed that. Like that's the kind of reality that you come to, because like, bro, these chicks look terrible.
Yeah,
they look awful. Like I mean, look at Jimmy. If you ever want to amuse yourself, right? Just type in like corrections officer arrested. 90% of corrections officers are fucking ones, right?
Mm-hmm.
They look terrible. But what happened? The reason why they were getting their cheeks clapped in prison by the inmates is because why? The inmates had nothing better. Like, what else did they have? It's dudes or a one. They're like, well, I guess I'll just take this one.
Christ.
Like,
what a grim reality we live in.
Yeah, I mean,
some people live in, not all of us. Though
it's human nature, though, dude. Like, it's human nature. Sometimes people just want affection of some sort. I don't care how they get it.
Proximity.
Yeah.
I think that if you just put people in close proximity, a lot of times there's you actually see this in a lot of movies, right? Where they just have two characters who were just happen to be together, right, on this adventure. They don't even like each other, but by the end they're like, oh my God, I'm lustily into it. Well, of course they are.
Was it Jewel of the Nile with Michael Douglas and Kathleen Turner? I think.
Turner? Yeah.
They didn't like each other. By the end, they were like, it was a good fucking movie. I like that as much as I liked Indiana Jones. It's just not Indiana Jones, right? It's just a different movie, but I like that movie. And part 2 was pretty good too. Danny DeVito, all those guys. Yeah, we watched a couple movies last night on Rumble Tracks. We watched They Live.
Oh, that's excellent, bro. Roddy Piper. Like, wait, what is that on now? Is that on any of the apps or something? Like,
I had to pay for it. It was on Amazon for $4, and then after that, we watched Blind Fury with Rutger Hauer.
Oh shit!
Damn, that was wild. A blind Vietnamese white guy, a blind white guy from the Vietnam War, because he got blinded at the war, and the Vietnamese trained him to be a fucking assassin, basically. Then he comes back to America. It was fun, and that's free on Tubi.
Okay, you guys were talking about 1s and 2s, so I thought I would pull this up.
Oh my God!
Oh no!
I didn't know they went into negative numbers.
Oh wait, what?
What? What?
Well, please tell me this is a trans person.
187.5 million people did not vote for Trump. Out of all eligible voters, only 156.3 million voted altogether. So that was only 59% of the population. So therefore, Trump only won 31.37% of the vote. You think that's representative of all American people?
Pardon?
No.
Pause.
Trump
Jim,
didn't win 50%
oh my
of the
God.
vote.
She's
First of all, she
kids.
doesn't know what the fuck she's talking about because
right. Kids can't vote.
She's saying eligible, but what percentage of registered voters voted? Because if you're not registered to vote, you can't fucking vote. So you don't get
Honestly,
a vote.
I have tuned out what she said. What were the words she used?
She's saying that there's 300 and something million, 340 million people in the country, and only 156 million people voted. So yeah, the full population. So 187 million people didn't vote. So
yeah,
and then she's assuming that the people who didn't vote were going to vote against Trump.
Right. So basically, they voted against him.
Okay, I got it. I got it now.
But if you want to play in the game, you better fucking vote if you want to have an opinion.
Right.
What a mess.
Why do they always look like this?
I don't know.
Why do they think this makes them look better when they do their hair like that and they shave it? And...
If we had a fair,
you say more people voted against him than voted for him.
Because those that didn't vote would have voted against him.
Dude, you can't use logic with people like this.
Yeah.
Election, he would have lost.
If we had a fair election, Trump would have lost.
Oh. Yeah, because all of those other people would have voted for Kamala, of course.
We saw the map.
I like her name, Disastrous Beauty. Is that what it says?
Disastrous beauty. Disastrous dot beauty.
We saw the map of the states that Trump lost, and none of those states require voter ID. So
anyway,
your argument's kind of
Drex,
pointless.
did you see Kanye's new clothing line he's putting out?
Oh, was it the Nazi clothing line? Oh, Jesus, he's gone further.
Oh, he's going way further.
It's on my way to the house right now.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, Dave has one of those.
The Kanye crash out is fucking epic, man.
Yeah, I don't know if he's crashing out though. I think he's trying to prove a point.
Oh, of course he is.
33 point, whatever million followers. 33. Just a little thing.
Oh, who, Kanye's?
Yeah, Kanye. Yay.
Yeah.
Not Kanye, but yay. Yeah, 33 million followers. What does 33 mean to I don't know, certain groups? What about them 4 fucking plane crashes in 4 days? There you go. Oh shit, Jim, pull that up.
What, the drones? That's crazy, ain't it?
Yeah. No, see, that's them doing LiDAR on the entire, skeletal structural
These are drones with
atmosphere.
Well, they do all these things now to make them they make them like things appear in the
plotting
sky.
out everything. Yeah. It's a Project Bluebeam, taken to.
I suggest everyone get a shotgun with lots of buckshots to take out these drones when they start coming at us
over your property. Goddamn right.
Let me see what I've got. Let me see what I've got. Sure. Oh fuck! How fucking spooked would you be if that shit came down right next, right the fuck?
Where is
one
this,
of those
Jim?
Fucking drone.
I don't know if this is real.
I believe it is.
Well, it could.
They
be.
do
I
have
mean,
that
they
exact.
can
technology.
computerize these to do these formations. It's pretty impressive, but it's also got to be.
These are all landing in boxes, I guess. I don't know. It looks like they're
the charging station.
Wow.
Where the fuck is this? Singapore or something?
This might be Singapore or something. This might have been like something that they use for to do like the designs in the skies instead of fireworks. They're using drones now to make.
Are they?
They do.
Yeah.
They do.
Oh, that stuff can be
not instead
really
of fireworks, but in addition to. Yeah,
right.
They do.
Drone shows.
I've never seen one.
Never seen a firework / drone show.
Never seen a drone show. No.
It has they don't exactly use 100% drones, right?
Right.
Not at this point in time. I'm just saying.
But what was this? Canada's gonna run ads in the U.S. to fight terrorists.
Canada's going to buy ads in the U.S. against Trump using tax dollars. I don't think that's legal.
It's their tax dollars,
but it's also pretty darn stupid.
No, but
they're giving us more money.
What I'm saying is, I don't think a foreign government is allowed to do that. That's it's foreign interference in our elections.
Well, they did allow them to do that.
I mean, they're not supposed to do it. I mean, they're not supposed to be able to do it.
By the way, this is the same guy, Jim. What happened when this guy said, he's a premier or something like that, he said he was going to cut off electricity to X number of millions of Americans to fight back against the United States?
Well, I think someone
that was out there for 1 day.
Well, yeah, because there's contracts in place in the fucking penalties if they did it were like billions and billions of dollars per day. It's like insane.
Right.
Like because
and isn't it the same thing where you were going over the pipelines for how they ship their oil around?
Yeah.
And the east to the west, it all comes to the United States. So, you're going to cut off our electricity. We're going to cut off your entire oil supply.
Yeah, well, no, but plus a lot of the electricity, like we share a grid, so a lot of the electricity comes down through the U.S. and then goes back up into Canada. So
they cut
if
that
they cut it off,
off,
they'd be cutting it off from themselves too, because the line, you know what I mean? It's not. There's a lot of barren area. So
but my point was, this guy came out and said that, and then it disappeared out of the timeline immediately as like the stupidest thing a government leader has ever said.
Because that is a legit,
cut off America.
That's
a war.
Well, that's a war and a war crime.
Yeah.
Essentially, yes.
Yeah,
Well,
cut
can't do
Minnesota
that.
off when it's like 12 below zero. That's brilliant.
Well, this is why we need to be more isolationist. We need to stop doing dumb shit like this. Where we don't have that threat that these fuckers can fuck with us like this.
Fucking 100%, Dave. Cheers.
Fucking especially Canada, dude. We'll take you. You're like our Ukraine. You're our little bitch. If it wasn't for us in England, you wouldn't even be a country. You'd be a territory of Canada or of Britain. Still,
Britain.
Well, technically, they're still
French.
they still have the Queen on their money and everything. And
I understand, but I mean, like, if it wasn't for us, Russia would.
Well,
probably
no,
be
it
there.
wasn't even that. No, they would. I mean, they didn't get completely. They didn't get their independence from Britain until after World War II, right?
Yeah,
and they were still part of the Commonwealth or whatever.
Right.
They might still be part of the Commonwealth of Great Britain. I don't know.
I don't think they owe them any money anymore. But
I mean, technically, isn't Australia still part of the Commonwealth?
Yes, they have the Queen on their money as well. Anyways,
that looks like a fake Brock Lesnar.
You're not wrong.
What's he going to say, Jim? Let's hear what he says.
Okay.
He's been on a diet of McDonald's and Walmart.
The president started this fight. So if I'm hearing you, you're saying you're going to run attack ads basically against what he's doing in the States. Well, I wouldn't call them attack ads. I'm going to call them information ads.
Okay.
And they're going to inform the great people of the United States, how it could be and having two great nations and how it might be if these tariffs continue to go through. As far as I'm concerned, it's unacceptable.
Well, what about the tariffs that Canada has on our stuff?
And have had for years.
Yeah, I don't understand. So they could tariff our stuff, but we can't tariff their stuff? It should be reciprocal. You put a tariff on us, we put a tariff on you. That's it.
Yeah. Or if you can't afford it, Canada, because we don't really need your shit, and you disappear, maybe you should have made a better deal. You're gonna be just like that fucking idiot from Ukraine. Is he alive still?
Apparently he survived. Zelensky survived his.
Supposedly. Yeah.
How would you know? Because people have body doubles, right?
Oh, I feel bad for all those Biden body doubles who are out of work now. I mean, there were so many of them. I mean, that's a massive hit to unemployment. I mean,
and you notice they're different ears, right, Mark?
Yeah, I know. The stuff is crazy. You wonder if it's real or not, but you look at some of these guys and say, "Oh my God."
Oh,
it's got to be a body.
The one where he's walking straight in a straight line without ever taking a wrong turn. That guy was super obvious. Like, that was crazy.
I don't know what Bernie is up to, but it's ridiculous.
Dude, I haven't heard that name. God, he's fucking insufferable.
Yeah, I mean, I don't understand what he's doing. He's 78 years old. He's not running for president. He's out here just trying to get more money, last minute try to get paid.
I thought he was rich, by the way, himself.
Well, now he's
got 6 houses. Yeah, that's why it's the billionaires now.
Yeah. You remember you say millionaires and billionaires. Now he just says millionaire or billionaires. It's like
group photo of everyone Bernie has lifted up from poverty.
Facts.
I can't believe people even take any of this shit seriously, man. It's
I don't
all
take
just
theatrics.
Yeah, politics is dramatics. It's
just quit fucking with my money, Drac. That's all I care about.
Oh, of course.
Just stop taxing me like I'm your slave. God damn it. I work hard for my money. I don't need you to get 35% of it before I even get home. God damn. And then when I get home, the state gives me every time I go to the register. Jesus Christ.
Come on, man.
Oh, it's cruel.
Come on, man.
Dude, fuck daylight savings. I can't believe it's already fucking past midnight. I'm about to get off here so I can go nurse this headache.
I'm going to call it a
Do you guys have fucking daylight savings?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I know every state, some states,
Indiana,
recognize it, some don't.
Indiana stopped. Indiana doesn't recognize it anymore.
Okay.
I think Arizona or New Mexico is another one that doesn't recognize it. Which is fine.
It just changed.
And then all of a sudden,
I guess it just changed, right?
Yeah, earlier
last night.
Yeah, like
thank you for reminding me. Jesus.
Everybody
well,
stick
the
around
problem
for a
is
minute.
your car doesn't do it. You know, if you don't have like the GPS on. So my car was showing the old time.
Shit.
So then when I looked at my phone, I'm like, wait, what the hell? Like, where'd my hour go? And then I'm like, oh shit, daylight savings.
Yeah, exactly. Fuck.
Well, the reason we knew is
That
last
did
night
just
during the
happen.
live stream, the chat was like, time change tonight, right, Dave? Yeah, Mark, like, oh shit.
Fuck. Yeah.
Well, that's why when Jim said, you
Damn
guys were streaming at 10, I was like, oh, 10 is a long way away. And then I literally like arrived home. I'm like, oh, it is 10 because of the time change. You know, it was already past 10. Like, ugh. I was like, ugh, I feel like absolute ass. Like, you know, when you don't sleep, but you get up early and you're just busy all day. And you don't really get to eat like you want to. Next thing you know, you're like, it's already nighttime. Damn. Dehydrated and shit. The whole shebang.
Did you say stick around, Jim?
Yeah, stick around for 1 second. Gonna just pop out here.
Good night, chat.